Michael Nagel fears this reliance on tech could impact their identity growth.
Relationships aren't always happy. Relationships aren't always, easy. We learn to navigate life by dealing with strife and difficulties. But if you're generating something that is just happy to talk to you and tell you properly what you want to hear, that's a real worry.
And a zoo in Denmark is under fire for asking for unwanted pets to be donated, but it's not to care for them, it's to use them as food for its predators. Now I'm turning to FIVEAA Sport.
At Barossa Valley Volkswagen, you can take a real test drive. barossavolkswagen.com.au.
Port Adelaide legend Travis Boak has called time on his decorated AFL career. He'll hang up the boots at the end of the season after an incredible 19 years and 387 games. The former captain, winner of 2 John Cahill medals, 3 All-Australian Blazers and runner-up in the Brownlow in 2020, Boak chose to remain at Alberton despite being heavily pursued by rival clubs. He says he'll miss the game and his teammates, but it's the right time to go.
I think the memories that you create through the hard times, the good times, coming in the rooms after the wins and losses and sharing those moments with your teammates, they create the bonds and the friendships that you'll treasure forever.
Simon Goodwin says he's keen to continue his coaching career elsewhere. He's been sacked by Melbourne with a year left on his contract. While disappointed, the premiership-winning coach says he wasn't surprised when he got the call last night and has no regrets. The club says it's been discussing Goodwin's future for 4 to 5 weeks and decided it's time for a new voice. Goodwin has chosen not to see out the season.
It's just to give the players the clear air. I talk to our players about the team-first mentality, and no one's bigger than the club or bigger than the team, and it just gives them a pathway forward to finish the year really strongly. I didn't want it to be about me.
Assistant coach Troy Chaplin will step in as caretaker. And Adelaide United's announced its leadership group for the upcoming season. Craig Goodwin will wear the captain's armband. Now checking FIVEAA traffic.
Sharman Shelving have moved their showroom next door into the Big White Building, still at 412 North East Road.
At Season, a crash getting cleaned up on Tapley's Hill Road near Trimmer Parade. Summertown, collision on Green Hill Road near Mount Lofty Summit Road. Salisbury, a breakdown on the Salisbury Highway near Park Terrace. And slow for a smash at North Haven. That's on Victoria Road near Osborne Road. Look out for cameras today to get over Terrace, Kedtown and Dulwich Avenue at Dulwich. Look for the RAA sign that over 400 independent RAA-approved repairers across SA. You know you can trust them because RAA do. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on FIVEAA.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
A shower or 2 and 15 today, easing tomorrow, also 15. Cloudy on Thursday, 16, and partly cloudy on Friday, 16. At the moment, 15. Now let's see what's happening on 9 News tonight.
In your suburb.
Good evening from Port Noarlunga.
Across your state.
A sombre scene here in Bordertown tonight.
9 News is covering the stories that matter to South Australians.
We begin with breaking news tonight.
South Australian parents urged to be extra vigilant.
Because your home is our home. Adelaide is your city. 9 is your news.
Setting the agenda for South Australia. This is FIVEAA, always Adelaide. The FIVEAA Sports Show. Rowey,
I am flabbergasted.
And Timmy G.
Absolute sports festival.
8 minutes after 4, good afternoon on a super large day for sporting news. Today we've had sackings, retirements, scoutings, injuries, the lot. There's not much that hasn't happened in footy since we last caught up, so strap yourself in. There's a bit to cover off. Rowey, Timmy G.
Well, thank you, Sammy. 3 rounds left in the season and a tough emotional time in the AFL. 9 clubs, no chance for finals, so coaches go and players retire. Simon Goodwin's the first premiership coach for Melbourne. Bit the bullet. We'll get to that one, but I think today belongs to a Port great, a games record holder, a club legend, Travis Boak. Timmy, welcome.
Yeah, thanks very much, Rowey. And you, this time last week, you said nothing happens on a Tuesday. It's a nothing day, you said. Look what's happened now.
Carnage.
See, they've listened to me.
It has lifted.
Sackings, retirements, all sorts.
Yeah, look, you're right. And we will get to the Simon Goodwin sacking. And yeah, gee, bit sad for him and 3 games to go, a bit bewildering, and I think the only coach that's been sacked after an 83-point win. Wow, that doesn't happen too often. But
let's talk about Boakey.
Well, Travis has announced today that he's finishing up. And look, 19 seasons that's quite staggering when you think about it on its own. But let's just go back, and I had a bit of a recap on it, and I thought, you know what, wasn't an easy start. He'd lost his father, Roger, as a young teenage boy. Not easy to handle that any way, shape or form. He then gets drafted to a club that's not in Victoria, so he's not able to have
their knees.
Daily contact with
mum
and his sister Cassie and Sarah, his older sister, so had to leave them back there. And he thought he'd come here for that couple of years and then head back home, maybe to Geelong, but he ended up staying for 19 years, which is quite phenomenal.
And they were coming for him every year.
And 13 years ago, he had that moment where, Port were on their knees at the end of 12, and Geelong flew in. They made a big statement about it. Jimmy Bartell was a part of that posse that came over, but he re-signed and he became captain in 2013, and I felt like he captained really well. Most captains, whether they like it or not, and they take to it on the field and the way they lead, and he did exactly that. So his captaincy was excellent, and I just feel for him that I reckon 2014 was the one that got away underneath his captaincy. That prelim had him on toast. The 3-goal 9 in that first quarter still burns inside me. Look, this is how I describe him. Travis Boak gave everything that he had. His dedication, his discipline, his sacrifice, his professionalism was at another level. His leadership and commitment, he should be congratulated for that each and every game he played for Port Adelaide, because that's what he did. And I think Port Adelaide people, you hear them post-game, all they want is you to give everything you've got. And Travis Boak always did that.
He did that. Beautiful words. Great football, even better bloke and role model, I say. His record is unrivalled, games record holder. Just one thing missing on his resume, and we know what that is. It's a flag.
I would have loved to have a flag, would have loved to have brought a flag to our community and our fans, but unfortunately that just wasn't to be. But I think I can step away knowing that I gave all I did, and I was a part of a footy club that was has rich history, and I'm proud of that.
You're a ripper, Boakey, so if you have a story or a tribute for Boakey, it's yours. Get on the blower now. Plays the last 3 games. He will finish on 387 games, 13 short of 400. He's not a player that wants to limp to 400. He knew, which is great. I think he's going to finish with Kenny round 24. That'll be Thursday night versus the Suns.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be huge, and it's going to be a pretty special day to finish with Ken. And he took over in 2013 when the club was in a really tough position, and we basically bottomed out, and we needed to get back to a position we could be proud of as a footy club. And we haven't had the ultimate success, but we've done everything we can to get the club back to a really strong club, and to finish with Kenny, who appointed me as captain in 2013, and we've shared some great memories together, and to finish together is going to be really special.
Captain and coach, it's going to be an emotional game, that one. Likely Thursday night, we're hearing.
Well, lately it's been shifted to Friday. So John Ralph's latest release was he thinks that the Suns are going to play Port on a Friday night, which seems bewildering when they're the ones that are playing finals. The Bombers won't be, and yet they get the earlier game.
Yeah.
Because Bombers have to play Gold Coast for that game that catches up from, inverted commas, opening round.
Yeah. Correct.
Oh, my God.
So we'll see when no promises.
If you want to pay a tribute to the great man, Boakey, the show's yours. 8223 0088. Crows take on West Coast in Perth Sunday evening. They sit top, West Coast bottom. And the big question is, do they or don't they rest Taylor Walker? Here's Tex on the M's.
So we haven't fully made up our mind. So between Burjo, Nixie and myself, everything for our decisions are based around performance. And I've said to them, if you think it's best for my performance to not travel to WA into a 6-day break into Collingwood, please let me know and I won't play. However, if you don't think that it's going to affect my performance, I'm on the Tin Bird tomorrow.
That's a each-way hedge. Oh, look, I'd rest him. To be honest, there's bigger fish to fry here. Collingwood the week after for confidence into a big September. The last 2 games he's played against the West Coast, 10 and 9,
No, there was one in between that.
Was there?
The last one.
Didn't he kick 19 goals against them last year?
Yeah, that was the...
Yeah, that was
this
last
year.
year.
They had another game as well.
Sorry.
Yes.
But last
we know what you're
year,
saying. Yep.
you know what I'm saying. He can now play his 300th is the other thing in that qualifying final, which would be massive.
Which
imagine a 300-gamer
potentially is home
in the first final, potentially at home. Have you say about that? Are you resting Tex or not? 8223 And who else? I had a little bit of a think. Now we got Rob on later in the week. I reckon if McAndrew didn't break his jaw, he might have got a little resty with the big flight because the flight takes a bit out of you. The other one I think is Jake Saligo. Now, his last 2 games, he's been running across the dirt well, but he does a lot of heavy lifting. There was a period there for about a month I thought, mate, he's a little bit banged up. They know that. They're in good hands with their PTT. And maybe Alex Neil-Bullen. Anyone else?
Well, they rested Laird recently.
Last week.
So you don't think that'll happen again.
The week before probably coming.
So, yeah.
Just one a week?
Rob's an interesting one.
Are you a one-a-week one?
Rob's an interesting one. And we'll ask him. It just seems like for me, he's that sort of guy that just keep rolling me out, please.
Yep.
I prefer to keep rolling out. I don't want to lose any continuity.
Probably right. And you and I would have been like that.
Oh, yeah.
Play me on the wing. I'm tricky. Simon Goodwin, 8 seasons, 5 finals campaigns, finished top in 2020 and won the flag. Has a very healthy 56% win-loss. The last 2 years haven't been good, but sadly, he's been walked as senior coach.
I think we're a hell of a lot closer to turning our club and team back into a contender again than what people think. And I'm disappointed that I'm not able to work with this great bunch of players.
He's in elite company. I asked the question, how many players have won a premiership? This is
as a player.
And then gone on to coach a team.
Yeah.
How's this company? Lee Matthews, Malcolm Blight, Mick Malthouse, Kevin Sheedy, Mark Thompson, John Worsfold, Chris Scott, obviously, John Longmire, Simon Goodwin now, Craig McRae. It's elite company.
Yeah.
That is elite
good
company.
Names, aren't they?
Oh, they're bloody good names. They are massive names. Here's a question for you. If you were CD, would you send him a text? We need a midfield coach.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Adelaide boy.
When I
premiership coach.
I got Campo on tonight, and I asked Campo a similar question. I reckon sometimes they, and a coach like him, would see themselves more in a senior coaching director role rather than
a bit like
line
Murray
coach.
Davis. Okay,
correct.
Okay,
so a bit more like Murray Davis rather than a line coach.
Well, Josh Carr might need that
potentially.
He might need that,
and they may be searching for that.
Okay.
So, but the thing is, Kari coming out of midfield means they do need a midfield
they
coach.
do. Would you ring him?
So. Oh, well, he's got a lot of good intel and he coached very well. He won a flag, so, yeah.
Big, bold call, wasn't it? He's a premiership coach and they've went, see you later, we're moving on. We need another voice.
It must have felt to them that it was unrecoverable.
Yeah,
so if that's where they feel like it's at, then, yep, let's part ways and move forward.
After an 83-point win, he got sacked. He actually spoke about that in the presser. Troy Chaplin, our mate Chappie,
he's
the
taken
interim
over.
coach.
Interim.
Wow. Talk about a blind squirrel.
Yeah, well,
he tripped over a nut. Who'd have thought he'd be a coach? He's now going to be a coach of an AFL club.
He's on the back of an 83-point win, so he's normally you're on the back of a heavy loss, aren't you? You go, well, anything's up from here, but he's the opposite.
So who would they be looking at? Clearly to pull the trigger, they're looking at someone. Now, John Longmire's around.
Yeah, there's a few.
Has an association with Paul Roos.
Adam Simpson's out the game.
Adam Simpson.
Buckley.
Which they think he's Tassie.
And sometimes you might jump on that. If you're hearing, he's the front runner for Tasmania and the like, you might go, well, we don't want that to happen, so you jump.
Right.
And you make that move now.
And who else?
Ken Higley, of course.
Correct, mate, and all clear.
So, there's a lot of ready-made options, whether they go the other way, which a lot of the clubs have done. Well, Port's done it going with a Josh Carr, Uze to Richmond, and McRae went to Collingwood. So that's the line coach stepping in. Whether they go that direction, I'm not sure. But they did that with Goody in a different manner.
They did.
Under Roos.
Yeah, and look, a little bit of cricket. We got England coming over here this summer. India and England tied their 5 series test 2-2 in England. Some are saying it's one of the best test series ever. India won the 5th test only by 6 runs. England had 4 wickets in hand. Needed 36 runs, and then bang, 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 chasing 370. They fell short. Wokes, who fell over the boundary line and did his shoulder, was in a sling inside his jumper as he walked out to the oval. Have a listen.
And here he comes. What's this? A la 1963. Colin Cowdrey walking down the stairs at Lord's. He'll be at the non-striker's end. And if ever you wanted drama, here's drama for you. Chris Woakes makes his way into the Kennington Oval.
He walks to the crease with that, what would be his front shoulder in a sling. We understand that he went to the indoor nets yesterday. Woakes went down there yesterday to practice hitting the ball left-handed.
Would have been better if he faced the ball. It was quite theatrical going out there, wasn't it? This big, brave soldier. Well, he didn't face the ball. I mean, come on.
I would have liked to have seen it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he didn't get to face a cod.
It's sort of, a lot of people will remember it for the act of bravery of coming out and the potential to face a delivery. For us, it's Rick McCosker coming out with a broken jaw.
That is
in the Centenary Test.
Did he have a helmet?
Well, there was no helmet.
No, he had a cap.
He had the baggy green.
And the mummified headband.
You know, in the cartoons, like when you had a toothache, you used to put it around.
Now that's courage.
That's
and look, if you want to talk about courage, well done to India, because they did that Test series without this bloke for the first time.
Kohli.
Sorry, can I hear that again?
Virat Kohli.
Virat Kohli.
Virat Kohli.
Oh, God, I love that crap.
Classic.
If you haven't heard that before, that's the...
Trumpy.
The Trumpy, the president. You can't allowed to call him Trumpy, mate.
No.
Sir Donald to you.
Oh, to me?
Yeah, no, well done. Hey, if you have a tribute for Boakey, mate, we're going to speak to Sam Powell-Pepper.
Yep.
He's one of the greats. And would you rest Tex? Would you rest the Texan? Get on the blower.
8223 0000. That's the number. Call in now. We'd love to hear from you. Campo's going to join us at 5 in Coach's Corner, and lots of your calls tonight. 8223 0000.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Timmy, this is massive. We've got your chance to warm up for the winter with a $10,000 wood, gas or electric log fire package.
I guess that's what you'd call a hot prize.
Yes.
Now, to win, we'll be putting the call out and asking you, who's the heat on?
Maybe the Test top three are still having a stinker, or your favourite player's in risk of a spell. He's in the twos.
To get involved, keep it on the Sports Show from 4 p.m. Mondays for your shot at the prize.
It's all thanks to the Home of Fire, 126 McGill Road, Norwood, up to 50% off sale for all your flaming needs.
City Discount Tires.
Get saving this month at City Discount Tires. Grab 3 Falcon Zeek ZE 310R passenger car tyres and get the 4th tyre absolutely free. Experience top-notch performance with exceptional grip on both wet and dry surfaces. Steer your way to citydiscounttires.com.au for even more great deals. City Discount Tires. We're driven by value.
City Discount Tires.
Hi, I'm Lynn Andrews. The Lynn Andrews team have seen a lot of change in real estate over the past 50 years, but one thing remains unchanged: our passion to help people invest in their future, to build strong property portfolios in either the residential or the commercial sectors. Our commitment to property investment over the years means we have a wealth of knowledge to share. We're here to help you. Visit lynnandrews.com.au.
If you're a courier driver, or even just thinking about getting into the game, well, listen up here. There's a company doing things way better than others, and they're called ASIT Transport Solutions.
They love supporting their team, ASIT. They sincerely value their drivers, so much so that when you join the team, you'll get access to the ASIT fuel card. What does that do?
Oh.
It'll give you 10.5% off of fuel.
That's unreal.
So for every $100, you get $10.50 off. And not only you, your family members can. Straight in the tin tank.
Yeah,
that's better than GST. ASIT couriers, mate, no fees, no expiry, just more reasons to drive for ASIT.
ASIT is big on the community as well. We know this. They've been supporting local sporting clubs' mental health through Breakthrough. We know how good their work is, and most importantly, they're people that really support them.
So if you're a courier, you're not happy, or you're looking for a better deal, or you want to win and play for a really good team, the team is ASIT Transport Solutions, someone who's ready to take the wheel and start afresh. This is your moment.
Yeah, get in touch with ASIT Transport Solutions. Visit asittransport.au. Some T's and C's apply.
Direct from London's West End comes the moving and powerful story of Simon and Garfunkel.
Hello,
the songs that evoke an era.
Within the sound
Don't miss the Simon and Garfunkel story. Playing matinee and evening shows at the Norwood Concert Hall. Wednesday, August 20. Book now at Ticketek and the SimonandGarfunkelstory.com.
G'day, it's Ben from BJ Energy. Lately I've had a lot of people asking about the federal battery rebate, what it is, how it works and whether they're eligible. At BJ Energy, we've done the homework. Our job is to help you make the most of the rebate while it's still around. So if you're thinking about solar or a home battery, or just have any questions about the federal battery rebate, it's easy to get in touch with us. No sales pitch, just straight answers. Visit bjenergy.com.au. That's bjenergy.com.au.
It's on now. Wayville Hyundai's demo clearance. Every demo has been priced to clear. That means a huge in-stock range, big savings, and ready to drive away. Change the way you Hyundai at Wayville Hyundai. Visit wayvillehyundai.com.au.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
I'm just proud of the effort and the work that the club did to turn the place around. You know, as I said before, we were in a pretty bad position, but there was a lot of people that wanted to make a big difference this footy club, and I was fortunate enough to be a small part of it.
25 after 4, Travis Boak. He has announced his retirement today for the end of the season, so a couple games left to enjoy what he has brought to your football club. So what did you love about Boakey? 8223 0000. We'll relive all the memories here and right now on the text and the phone lines. All thanks to Rossdale Homes, SA's most trusted custom design, fixed pricing, a total peace of mind. Because trust is a must. Let's check your roads.
Afternoon at Elizabeth North, a crash, Womber Road near Main North Road. Pretty solid delays through there at the moment. Collision at Summertown up in the hills getting cleaned up. Green Hill Road near Mount Lofty Summit Road. And a breakdown to look out for at Salisbury. It's on the Salisbury Highway near Park Terrace. Busy right now, South Road, Edwardstown with the Camera Education Road at Happy Valley. Get the Ford Mustang you really want with great offers on select models from Ford Finance. Ford Finance issued by Angle Auto Finance. Australian credit licence 530731. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Let's go to Nova Gardens. G'day, Trev. Got a Boakey tribute?
G'day, boys. I'm a Mad Crows man, and I don't like too many power players at all over the years. I just found it very hard to dislike him.
Yeah, that's probably the ultimate tribute, I reckon, Trev. Yep.
The way he played the game, the way it should have been played.
Yep. Well said.
Also, Tex, put the Ugg boots on, get a G&T, put the feet up.
Good call.
Sound advice there, Trev. Well played. Victor Harper, g'day, Grant.
Gentlemen, how are you? Just got a story about Boakey.
Yeah.
I've got 3 sons, and I've done the right thing and brainwashed them, and they all barrack for Port.
It's good parenting.
And yeah, absolutely. And when the middle one was about 8 years old, it was the time when Boakey was considering going to Geelong.
Uh-huh.
And the young fella wrote Boakey a letter, drew a picture and begged him to stay. And, you think that would be the end of it. But Boakey actually wrote back to him.
Wow.
And, I think that speaks to the quality of the sort of bloke he is. So to take the time when he was, deep in the middle of whatever he was pondering to write back to a 10-year-old fan was... I think that speaks to the quality of the guy.
Well said.
That's
good
excellent,
story.
Grant. Love those stories.
Sums him up.
They reckon Sir Donald Bradman just sat there for days just signing things and signing things and just something out. Yeah.
He got
amazing,
inundated, but just kept getting back to people. But that's Boakey. And the work he did with childhood cancer as an ambassador through nearly his entire period.
Yeah.
And I've seen firsthand him at the hospital with our Make-A-Wish kids. He's just a saint.
Yeah, but he did a lot of that without anyone knowing.
No, I know.
Which is great charity.
I was lucky that I could see him. That's exactly right. He did that because he was passionate about it.
You got it. Let's go to Whyalla. Craig.
Hey, boys. I just woke up from night shift and turned on the radio and heard the news about Boakey. And I'm a Crows supporter, man, but even I felt a little bit emotional when I heard the news. He's a South Australian stalwart football Hall of Famer, mate. Like, he's loved by... There's not many players in South Australia that are loved by both sides of the fence. So I reckon I just wanted to tip my hat. And, much loved by all South Australian football supporters.
Yeah, well said.
Thanks, Craig.
Universally admired.
I think you're right. There's not many that do cross over that barrier where they're sort of liked by the whole football community. And I reckon Robbie Gray was one. He was hard to dislike, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Because the way he played and very humble, wasn't outlandish, didn't do any of the Hollywood Hawk type tricks, did he? He just did the job and went on. And Boakey, very similar, just very understated.
Similar. Very similar.
So that's probably what makes them appealing, I'd say.
Hello, Raylene.
Hello, how are you? Oh, a bit of a sad day to hear that Boak going from Ports. My grandson, because when they were younger, I used to take them to those kids' clinics the Ports had, and we never missed a year. And he was one of the guys that usually was around and always had time to stay behind and talk to the kids. He would never turn his back and just walk off. And it's just one of those players that you love to watch, and you sort of put him in the era, going back in the era of Ebert and Robben and all them, that just stick in your mind for the rest of your life. And I think that what will happen with my grandkids that are now adults and got children. That's how they'll be when they're my age at 75, thinking about Travis Boak.
Yeah, great call, Raylene. And that's the sort of impact you can have, and especially on the youth. That's where you're able to make that impact, and he did exactly that. So, terrific stuff. Well done, and thanks for the call, Raylene. Appreciate that. $50 Powers voucher on the line. Got a text from Joe earlier. Just said, Timmy, do you reckon the Port Club should send an email to Troy Chaplin like he did to our club when he left?
Oh, that's cheeky, Joe. Joe is cheeky.
I do like
the
cheeky
golfer.
Joe.
I do like cheeky Joe.
She's not a golfer.
I know.
She's told you off before.
I'm being cheeky. She's 70.
Send in your tributes and your favourite memories, of course, to Travis Boak. What'd you love about him? Crows and Port supporters, because by the sounds, it's quite clearly a universal love for the great man who retired today. Time for the 4:30 headlines. We'll speak to a great friend of his, Sam Powell-Pepper, next.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, I'm Kendall Brettig. The parole board has ruled one of the men responsible for the bodies in the Barrels killings, James Vlasakis, can be freed after 26 years. A multi-million-dollar lifeline has been announced for Nearstar's Port Pirie smelter. A popular cafe owner at Semaphore has died suddenly. And Port Adelaide veteran Travis Boak says he's been contemplating retirement for 5 years, but now feels like the right time. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Sharman Shelving have moved their showroom next door into the Big White Building, still at 412 North East Road.
G'day there, at Elizabeth North, a crash, Womber Road near Main North Road, Salisbury, a breakdown on the Salisbury Highway near Park Terrace, and North Haven, a smash on Victoria Road near Osborne Road. Getting busy, Teacher Gully for works, North East Road near Elizabeth Street, and sluggish, Tapley's Hill Road at Glenelg North. Cameras, Bundings Road, North Adelaide, and Chandler's Hill Road at Happy Valley. Budding songwriters from kindergarten to year 12, it's time to enter the ACMF National Songwriting Competition. See how to enter at acmf.com.au today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
To the weather, showers tonight, easing tomorrow, a high of 15. At the moment, 15. More news at 5 o'clock on 5AA, always Adelaide.
David and Will's Andy Drive.
This is good. Will must recreate the 1983 performance of Islands in the Stream by Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers with 7 News Adelaide co-host Rosanna Mangiarelli.
Hang on, what?
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
Costumes.
So can someone just got a white beard?
What is this?
5AA Breakfast.
Islands in the stream. Oh, that is what we are. No one in between. How can we be
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA, always Adelaide.
It's not always the big moments that matter most. Sometimes it's a quiet check-in, a steady hand, someone who just gets it. For 125 years, Calvary has been part of South Australians' lives, not just showing up, but showing care. In homes, in aged care, in hospital, in those deeply human moments, we're here. In every home, in every story, Calvary continues to be a steady, reassuring presence. Calvary, celebrating 125 years of caring for the South Australian community.
There's something special about starting your journey in a Mercedes-Benz SUV. Save from $10,000 on select GLE models and from $15,000 on select GLS models with complimentary delivery fee across the SUV range. With spacious interiors, advanced driving technology and unmistakable presence, Mercedes-Benz SUVs are built for every kind of journey. Start your SUV journey at Mercedes-Benz Adelaide and Unley. Terms and conditions apply.
Hello, Rosanna Maggiorelli here on 7 News. The Snowtown Monsters freedom bid, the latest from the parole hearing. The rise in crippling migraines affecting women. And a power legend calls it a day, his record-breaking career.
Illusion and Ultimate Wood Heaters and Gas Log Fires massive stock inventory reduction sale. We must sell the lot. Over $10 million of Australian-made heaters must be cleared. 355 Main North Road, Enfield. illusionfires.com.au.
Some swear jars collect coins. But at Buy Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens, their swear jar collects promises.
Hi, I'm Renette, a designer of 20 years with Buy Urban. I swear to listen to your ideas and help create a functional space for you.
Hi, I'm Jasmine. I swear that all deadlines and production will be conducted efficiently and effectively.
For a team that swears to deliver on quality and service, see Buy Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens, Adelaide's home renovation experts.
Margie loves it when people comment on her garden.
I love your roses, Margie.
As a keen gardener for many years, it fills her heart with pride and joy.
Ah, just stunning, Margie.
And at Anglicare SA, it warms our hearts to let Margie take all the credit. Anglicare SA's home and community services for seniors can be tailored to anything you need, whether it's personal care, shopping, coordination and clinical services, or gardening. For more, visit anglicaresa.com.au.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. Here's who you can support around Adelaide. The Excelsior. Live music in the front bar Friday night to Sunday night. The Excelsior, Coghlan Street, Brompton. Feels like coming home, but better. Barnacle Bill, serving South Australians quality seafood for over 50 years. And remember, it's Barnacle Bill for seafood and much, much more. 5AA, supporting local business.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
My passion for what's next is almost more now than playing footy, which has been hasn't been the case for 19 years. So it's it came pretty quickly, and we had the chat. I had a chat with Kenny and Chris, and this was the time to do it.
Well, we are thanking a champion today, Travis Boak, at 24 minutes to 5. We'd love your calls. 8223 0000. Tell us all your favourite things about Travis Boak. You don't have to be a Port Adelaide supporter. He was universally loved for so many reasons. 8223 0000 is the number. And all thanks to Sharman Shelving, who have moved their showroom next door into the big white building. They're still at 412 North East Road.
Well, it was the end of an era today. Travis Boak announcing after 19 seasons at the Port Adelaide Football Club that the career is over, and a young man who was certainly influenced by him and mentored by him has given us his time. Sam Powell-Pepper. G'day, Pep. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, boys. Obviously a bit sad with the news today, but incredibly proud to call him a teammate and a good friend as well.
What did he mean to you?
He obviously meant the world to me. You know, we bonded such a strong friendship and a brotherhood as well, and he taught me quite a few things with footy and, you know, professionalism and whatnot, but also stuff outside of footy as well, and not kind of getting too caught up in each performance and not letting each performance determine the person that you are. It's just a game at the end of the day, and I think it showed in his career that he just loved the game and the people in it as well.
Sam, what style of mentor would you say he was? Because I would say that, you know, if you got a Robbie Gray who was really introverted, Trav's not, I wouldn't say like Robbie, but he's certainly not massively extroverted either. So what was his style like with you one-on-one as a mentor?
Yeah, we kind of just clicked straight away. Like, he was like that big brother that I didn't have, and you know, I was kind of like that little brother as well for him. So I think we more just bonded out of the fact of just being good mates at the start, and then kind of from there, I taught him. I spoke to him about a lot of stuff that happened in my life, and he spoke about a lot of stuff in his life as well. And we kind of, you know, bonded over those kind of conversations, and kind of just went from there. And you know, he mentored me just by his actions and just from the way that he played, and you know, the way that he looked after his body as well. So we still have a very close relationship to this day, and we kind of still do a lot of things together as well, which is pretty special.
When you're a little whippersnapper coming over here, you lived with him, didn't you?
Yeah. So at the end of my first year, I spent a year at a host family at Tina's house in Woodville, and then after that, Trav pretty much approached me at the club and asked me if I wanted to come and live with him. So I'd seen his house before. I think we had the captain's barbie there one night, and I was like, as soon as he asked me, I said, "Yep, no worries," because I think if you've seen his house, it's pretty. It's a pretty nice house.
Yeah. Did he teach you how to clean the pool or do the dishes or do your washing? Was he?
Oh, I was pretty. I was still pretty fresh, young kid at that stage, so I was still kind of learning my way. But I'm definitely got a lot better at that. But he had his little ways of doing things. But he had the cleaner a lot of the time as well, and the chef. So I think we were pretty set there for a while.
Oh, his record is outstanding. Games record holder 384. I'd loved him to have got to 400. Did he ever discuss that with you, or he's very private about that? I mean, he's one of those blokes, he's not going to eke out 400. He wants to get to the line playing great footy, Sam.
Yeah, exactly right. And, I'm the type to try and pump him up and tell him to, he's still got a lot of games left in you. But I think when you know, and he's had such an amazing career. And like you said, he's kind of always made sure that he's 100% and his form's up to scratch as well. So he hasn't been just gifted games. He's always earned those games. And, the record holder for Port Adelaide is a pretty special achievement and something that he'll be very proud of, and his family as well.
All-Australian 3 times, runner-up Brownlow, runner-up AFLPA MVP. The record goes on and on. 2 best and fairest, 5 runner-ups. We could go on and on about that. I loved him equally as a legend off the field. He certainly was one on. A passionate ambassador for childhood cancer. I think one year he won the Jim Steins Community Leadership Award. He was just the complete package, Sammy.
Yeah, that's the thing about Travis is he's the ultimate human being, and he gives so much of his time outside of footy as well. So I think for him, he gets all these his accomplishments, these achievements, but I think he'll leave a bigger mark on the people outside of footy than he did inside, for sure.
He definitely liked a big game. He made All-Australian teams, but he won 3 showdown medals and he won 3 Peter Badco medals, which are awarded on Anzac round to the Port Adelaide player deemed best of field. And you got to say that he loved that big occasion, didn't he?
Yeah, he definitely loved the big occasion, and he led the team through a lot of the final series, and kicked some pretty big, important goals as captain as well. So, he, like I said before, he has all those accomplishments to his name, and it just shows the type of person and the type of player that he is.
Sam, have you had a quiet chat to him prior to his press conference? Did he let you know that he was going to make this decision?
Yeah, he did let me know last week, and last year when I did my ACL, he kind of just said, "Yeah, I'm going again, so we can play together."
Yeah.
And then a bit bittersweet that I won't be playing with him, but I think he knows that his time's ready, and he kind of is accepting it now and soaking it all in and just making the most of the next few games.
Well, he's going to have some time on his hands. Is he going to do rehab with you?
We're gonna a little trip planned, so I'm gonna go do some training overseas, and he's gonna pop over with me and help out. So,
awesome.
We do quite a bit of stuff outside of footy. We're pretty close, so it won't be the last time we'll see each other for sure.
I'm sure it's not.
Brilliant.
Sam Powell-Pepper, our guest, speaking about the great Travis Boak. Announcing debutantes is always exciting. When a player gets up of his ilk and speaks to the group about retirement, get us inside the 4 walls. Were there tears? Was it long? Was it short? Was it no nonsense? How was he, Sammy?
Yeah, he said that he wasn't going to cry, but then I think it's a bit different when you get up in front of all the boys and, Kenny, and he had some pretty special words for Kenny and the boys as well. So, there were a few tears, that's for sure. And, and Chicky, his mum, and sister, Cassie, and brother-in-law, they were all in the room as well. So it was pretty special way to announce it, yeah.
When you're all said and done, and when it is all said and done, you'll say, I played with Travis Boak. He's one of those players, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. I still can remember when I first got drafted, one of the first names that popped up on my phone was Travis Boak, just welcoming me to the club and, you know, all this sort of stuff. And you hear about these names growing up, and then you actually get to share the field with them, and now I call him one of my close mates. So it's pretty crazy how the world works, but I wouldn't change it I wouldn't have it any other way.
Well, he speaks highly of you too, Sammy. We do know that. Port v Suns, the Friday night, round 24. It's probably going to be a dual send-off with Boaky and Ken. I hope he can get through unscathed, because he'd love to say goodbye to the fans and they'd love to say goodbye to him. Yeah, definitely. I think he mentioned it quite a bit today, how much the fans meant to him, and, you know, they've been such a big support for his career, and also Kenny as well. You know, they're both champions of the club, and they've done some pretty amazing things. And, you know, Boakey kind of turned the club around at one point and made that decision not to leave, and Kenny making his trip over as well. So, yeah, it's going to be pretty sad, and, you know, we'll have to cop it and just send him off on a good note.
Sam, we know that it'll be a special moment for all of you involved, and you've had a very, very close relationship with what has been one of Port Adelaide's best ever players in the AFL, Travis Boak. So we thank you for your time, mate. I know I'll never personally forget Travis, because every time I open the cupboard to get a cup out for a cup of tea, there's Travis Boak sitting on a boat. There's Travis Boak in a uniform. The whole cupboard's full of Travis Boak cups. It's unbelievable. So that's the legend he is, mate. He's touched everybody. Yeah. So really appreciate your time.
No, thanks, Scott. Appreciate it.
That is Sam Powell-Pepper, of course.
Special bond.
Mentored and ended up living with Boakey himself, and just sharing some really special moments with us, and we really do appreciate it.
Now, it's always appropriate with legends that we do this, and Stud always says read the record, so please do it, Timmy.
Well, I tell you what, he was part of the 2006 AFL National Draft, just a young fella there when he got picked up at number 5, but from then, his AFL honours, the Jim Steins Community Leadership Award that you mentioned, All-Australian 3 times, runner-up in the Brownlow 2020, runner-up in the AFLPA MVP 2020, runner-up in the AFL Coaches Association Champion Player of the Year 2020, All-Australian nominee 2019, Peter Badco medalist 3 times, Showdown medalist 3 times, the Shanghai medal.
Won it both?
In both. Well, they played 3, so he won it in the first or the second 2. International rules twice. Rising Star nominee, of course, in his first year. Foss Williams medalist, which is like the best team man at Port Adelaide, 13, 14, 15, 19, 20, 21, 22. Runner-up best and fairest 1, 2, 3, 5 times. The John McCarthy Award, which was brought in after John's passing twice. John Cale medalist, which is the best and fairest 2011, 2019. Captain between 2013 and 18 and led us very well. Well, Life member 2016. Gavin Wanganeen medal 2009 and Coaches Award 2008. It's been an amazing career. Let's hope we can finish it off in the right way by winning the last 3 games.
Well done, Boak.
Travis Boak, congratulations.
It's 13 to 5. Let's check your traffic.
At Elizabeth North, a crash, Wamma Road near Main North Road, North Haven, another collision there, Victoria Road near Osborne Road. Slow for works at Brompton, Torrens Road near Coghlan Street, and getting busy at Tea Tree Gully for works, North East Road near Elizabeth Street. Cameras for the drive home, just Kettleford Terrace, Kent Town, and Chandler's Hill Road at Happy Valley. There's more value at Oporto, like their $10 pulled chicken burger meal. Pulled chicken burger, regular chips and a drink, just $10 for a limited time, only at Oporto. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
For another year, we're getting behind Hutt Street Centre and Catherine House with our Undie Drive, raising funds to provide clean underwear for those who are less fortunate.
A clean pair of undies is something we often take for granted, and with winter well and truly here, these people desperately need our help.
And this year, there's more ways than ever to get involved, so keep listening to 5AA for how you can get involved, or head to 5AAUndiedrive.com.au to donate.
Massive supporters of local for 50 years, McGain Real Estate, McGain Commercial, McGain Property Management, McGain.com.au.
Got something big to budge? Budget with Budget. Little trucks, big trucks. You can do it all in a budget rental truck. Get exactly what you need and at a great price too. So remember, whatever you've got to budget with a budget rental truck.
budget rent-a-truck. It's quick and cheap, well, half your luck when you budget with a budget rent-a-truck.
Budget car and truck rental. Call 13 27 27. That's 13 27 27.
Hi, Brett Hibbert here for Mawson Lakes Mazda. OK, the end of financial year might be done and dusted, but at Mawson Lakes Mazda, the deals aren't. All makes, models and colours are being cleared, no exceptions. And there's a huge range of locate demos all ready for immediate delivery. Plus, you'll get free on roads, free stamp duty, free 12 months rego and $500 worth of accessories. Mawson Lakes Mazda, Salisbury Highway, T's and C's apply.
A new look, but same McGain. CEO Mike Dobbin and GM Mark Bickley have just announced a full rebrand in the lead up to their 50th anniversary. Wow. Now honouring the classic McGain legacy with a look to the future.
Yeah, the great duo, these two. Dobbo and Bix, our man Bix, told us they're incredibly proud of the team that makes McGain what it is today and excited to continue serving South Aussies with the same integrity and dedication that has defined them from day one, which is community and service.
Correct. And as you well know, Rowey, McGain have been more than a real estate agency. They've been part of the community. And when you sell with McGain, you're not just moving house, you're helping support local charities like the Undie Drive that we're currently in and driving hard, Sammy D Foundation, which is excellent, and many sporting clubs across Adelaide.
They are so generous of heart, this company, and the whole staff, not just Dobbo and Bix, the whole staff, Zoe and all of them. So from everyone here at 5AA, we'd like to congratulate McGain on the last 50 years, and we cannot wait to see what happens across the next 50.
Yep, McGain Real Estate, McGain Commercial, McGain Property Management, McGain.com.au.
Whatever you cook, from a toasty to a three-course meal. Whatever you bake, from a sponge cake to a sourdough. Whoever you entertain, a partner, friends or family. Shop at the new Kitchen Warehouse store on Paynham Road, open now. Our second South Australian store features big brands like Le Creuset, KitchenAid, Magimix, Scanpan and Smeg, plus expert advice from our team. Visit the new Paynham store today or shop at kitchenwarehouse.com.au.
At IGA, great value is easy to find. Like continental cuppa soup, 2 serve selected varieties, only $1.40 each. That's half price. IGA, you can't beat local. Offer ends August 5. Participating stores only. Excludes Foodland.
Chemotherapy, radiotherapy, immunotherapy. Cancer treatment looks different for everyone. At Lift Cancer Care, our team of dietitians, physios, psychologists and exercise physiologists collaborate closely with your medical team to help you navigate your diagnosis. And we're dedicated to building your physical and mental strength to give you the best possible outcomes. So if you or a loved one are ever struck with the C word, think of the L word first. liftcancercare.com.au.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
8 minutes to 5. Very soon, Campo will join us in studio for Coach's Corner. And just heard during the break, McGain Real Estate, McGain Commercial, McGain Property Management, McGain.com.au. Big thanks to them for getting on board and being huge supporters of course, our Undie Drive, which Dave and Will are driving once again this week. You can go into any Foodland store, $2 token. You can go in and support Catherine House and, of course, the Hutt Street Centre, or go to roughsleeper.com.au. Find yourself some Undie Drive socks there going around at the moment, which are fantastic little buy at the moment. And anytime you like, if you want to go to 5AA, undiedrive.com.au, you can donate as much or as little as you like.
Brilliant. Lines available. Give a Boaky a tribute. We all love him. Unique home style food. Text Row. As a Port supporter, I'm finding your galling behaviour in relation to Crows to be utterly unbearable.
Galling?
Sorry.
Word. It's a good word.
That is a good word. Well, it was only yesterday. I was probably a bit excited. We're back on track now. Mitch, sorry, apologies. Here we go. Essendon Sam Draper, a talent. He's a talent, no question, an injury-prone one at that. Can play. Now, he is a free agent and Crows are keen on him, even though they've signed Rob. Apparently over the weekend, got a phone call from Matty Nix, which makes me a little bit...
It's a bit confusing.
Interesting. Well, it is. Well, old mate, his name's Scoop You Do. Now, we know who he is, Sam McClure. And when he speaks, I listen on Channel 9.
A phone call from Adelaide coach Matthew Nix on the weekend directly to Sam Draper may have just changed things for that player, and now has him, as we go to air tonight, seriously reconsidering the Adelaide Crows as a suitor. Such was the vigour and excitement that Matthew Nicks had for Sam Draper. He could turn around and say no to Brisbane, say no to Adelaide and stay with the Essendon Football Club, but this is just the newest chapter of a coach getting personally involved.
May have, seriously considering, as we go to air, he may stay. I can tell you this right now, Timmy, if I ever talk like that, please punch me or someone in management sack me.
Oh, gee, sounds like Mitch wants me to give you one now. But
what did he say? That is embarrassing.
It was speculation at best.
Oh.
Yeah, and look, the
I
only
thought
thing
his
I will
nickname
say...
was Scoop. I thought it was a scoop. Sam Draper will sign with the Crows. Sam Draper will stay at Essendon. That's a scoop. Would you call that a scoop, Sam? You're a journalist. You're a qualified uni SA journalist.
Adelaide Uni. And yes, that would be a scoop.
What's the difference between the two?
Oh, they're merged now.
They are merging.
Yeah, big no. What's one better than the other?
Yeah, they're competitive once upon a time.
Scoop. Start living your name, dude.
Well, the guy that normally has the mail reasonably accurate is a bloke called Mitch Cleary on Channel 7.
Now that's a reporter.
Yeah, he reckons that Port Adelaide, in pursuit of Will Brodie, SA boy, played Gold Coast, currently at FIVEAA, but can't break into the side. Have a listen.
They've got their eyes on Will Brodie among a host of other players they're looking at in the off-season. So there's a link there for obviously Gold Coast to Fremantle. He played 24 games back in 2022 under the midfield coach Josh Carr, who will take the reins at Port Adelaide at the end of this season in a full-time capacity. So keep your eyes on Will Brodie. The Power have interest. He's got a year left on his contract at Fremantle, but I'm sure the Dockers, given the fact he hasn't played since 2023, would allow him the free passage to go.
It's got Josh Carr fingerprints all over
There's the connection straight away. So a bit of substance on that one. Okay, Boakey, tributes coming in from Hillbank. G'day, Brett.
Yeah, g'day boys. How you going?
Excellent.
Yeah, look, Boakey, he wore the number 10.
Yep.
The great man, as you know, wore the number 10, and I reckon the great man was looking down at Boakey and say, number 10, tick.
Yeah.
And that's
said,
my
Brett.
tribute to Boakey.
And they both wore number
one.
one.
I could say wore the number 10 with pride, apart from B. Robrin.
Yeah.
And
thanks,
they both
Brett.
wore number one.
Lovely tribute.
Was it true that Boakey used to wear cardigans? Yes, it was. Probably the only thing that...
No, so did I.
What?
Oh, in the 80s, I was a big cardigan wearer.
Let's go to the break and have a stiff talk.
Well.
Oh, did I cop it in the change rooms?
You've actually admitted wearing a cardigan.
Oh, no, I used to absolutely froth for them. Loved it.
Did you ever wear a skivvy underneath of that cardigan?
Not to my knowledge, but I could have. I could have been, because I was a bit of a Beatle fan. I used to wear skivvies. So
you were a real
skivvies.
trendsetter for your time, were you?
No, not at all. I used to get absolutely hammered about the cardigans.
3 minutes to 5. We have Coach's Corner with Campo next.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Last month, we serviced around 11,000 vehicles, more than 2,000 Nissans, Patrols, Navaras, X-Trails, 1,500 Mazdas, 3 6s, BT50s, over 1,200 Suzukis. That's right, over 11,000 people trusted us with their pride and joy. Automasters, isn't it time for you to switch and save? Call 1300 Automasters or book online. All centres offer repair now, pay later options. So switch and save with Automasters. Great service guaranteed.
Right now at Formula Honda, drive away in the CR-V Hybrid 24 build from $56,900 or the Honda ZR-V Hybrid 24 build from $51,900. That's a price reduction of $3,000. Plus, get 8 years unlimited kilometre warranty and roadside assist across the entire SUV range. But you'd better hurry. These offers are only available until September 30. T's and C's apply. Test drive at Formula Honda today. Glen Osmond Road, Glen Osmond or North East Road, Modbury.
Australia, the wait is over. AC/DC are back. Power up at the BP Adelaide Grand Final, Sunday, November 30. One of the world's greatest rock bands, AC/DC, with special guests Amel and the Sniffers. Limited premium concert viewing tickets into areas A and B still available. All tickets include access to the BP Adelaide Grand Final on Sunday. Tickets at Ticketmaster.
And here is your room. Have a nice day.
This can't be the place. Is that the bed? Oh, gross! Ah!
Nothing like a bug symphony to set the mood. Luckily for you, I can't play any instruments. Next time, chat with an RAA travel agent so you don't have to hang with Sir Chirps a lot over here.
Book an appointment with RAA travel agents and elevate your holiday. RAA, it's better to be a member.
Why are we here? What is the nature of reality? Do I really need all that data to listen to history podcasts?
Huzzah! Question everything!
Especially your telco plan. Get the data you need at low prices with Aldi Mobile.
Some people think police home care only takes care of retired police. But the good news? We're a registered NDIS and aged care provider for everyone. Search Police Home Care online or see us in person at the Adelaide Aged Care and NDIS Expo. We'll answer all your questions about receiving the highest quality home care. We have goodie bags to give away and you can go into the draw to win an iPad or a Labubu. Come and meet Police Home Care at the Adelaide Aged Care and NDIS Expo on August 7 at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre.
Last month, around 11,000 people trusted us with their pride and joy. Automasters, logbook servicing, repairs, brakes, aircon and more. Isn't it time for you to switch and save? Call 1300 Automasters. Great service guaranteed.
Up-to-the-minute news for South Australia. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Showers tonight, easing tomorrow with a high of 15. With the 5 o'clock news, I'm Kendall Brettig. Parole has been granted to the youngest of the bodies in the Barrels killers, James Vlasakis. The now 45-year-old was found guilty of 4 murders, including his brother and stepbrother, and has spent the past 26 years in jail. Chair of the Parole Board, Francis Nelson, says in their view, he does meet the criteria for release.
We have to look at whether or not he presents a risk to the community, and in our assessment he does not. His institutional behaviour has been excellent. He was extremely young at the time that he was drawn into Bunting's offending.
He was a key witness at the trial and helped put his co-accused behind bars. The Police Commissioner, Attorney General and Victims' Rights Commission now have 60 days to seek a review, or Vlasakis will move to a pre-release centre. The coronial inquest into the deaths of 5 people who were killed when a car ploughed into them outside a Dalesford pub is set to proceed. Gillian Lanturis reports.
The coroner will focus on 2 things specifically. The first is this public safety while at an outdoor dining setting. Of course, when that car did plough through the beer garden, there was no obstacles or barriers preventing a car from going through. The second thing that it'll focus on is, of course, diabetic drivers, whether there needs to be more stringent or frequent tests for diabetic drivers. But it is important to note that this isn't about criminal charges. This is about recommendations for public safety and preventing more deaths.
Help is on the way for the embattled Port Pirie smelter. A $135 million rescue package has been announced covering it and Hobart Zinc Refinery, which together employ around 1,300 people. It comprises $57 million in federal money, $55 million from the state government and $22 million from the Tasmanian government. Mining Minister Tom Koutsantonis says the operations would be profitable if not for Chinese market disruption.
One country is subsidising the manufacture, production and manipulating the market price of critical metals. Do we just say, well, that's the market? I mean, they're heavily subsidising its production, heavily subsidising the inflation costs of the raw materials. Do we just stand by and watch all of our smelters go bankrupt?
Nearstar says it will support its ongoing operations and progress a significant rebuild of its Australian smelters to secure their long-term future. The Prime Minister's held critical talks about the conflict in Gaza, speaking over the phone with the President of the Palestinian Authority. President Mahmoud Abbas thanked Anthony Albanese for Australia's financial and humanitarian support. The pairs agreed to further discussions on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly next month. The government's entering final negotiations with a Japanese company to build 11 warships for Australia. The deal with Mitsubishi Heavy Industries is worth $10 billion. The manufacturer beat its German rival in a hard-fought contest for the contract. Defence Minister Richard Marles says it'll shape our military capability for the next generation.
It is a next-generation vessel. It is stealthy. It has 32 vertical launch cells capable of launching long-range missiles. It has a highly capable radar, a highly capable sonar. In that sense, it is genuinely a general-purpose frigate.
And Arnold's steam train kiosk at Semaphore has been closed after its owner's sudden death this morning. It's believed Arnold Thompson suffered a medical episode. He's being fondly remembered by shocked locals and customers. Now turning to FIVEAA Sport.
At Barossa Volkswagen, we'll let you take a car home for the night. Barossa Volkswagen. City service, country feels.
Port Adelaide great Travis Boak is set to hang up the boots after 19 seasons. The three-time All-Australian's confirmed this season will be his last as the club prepares to enter a new era under incoming coach Josh Carr. The 37-year-old has played 384 games, moving into 7th on the VFL AFL games played list, with 3 games still to go. A former captain of the club, winner of 2 John Cahill medals, runner-up in the Brownlow medal count in 2020. He's the game's record holder for Port. It's likely he'll play game number 387 against the Suns in round 24 in what will also be coach Ken Hinkley's final game.
It's going to be a pretty special day to finish with Ken, and he took over in 2013 when the club was in a really tough position, and we basically bottomed out, and we needed to get back to a position we could be proud of as a footy club, and we haven't had the ultimate success, but we've done everything we can to get the club back to being a really, really strong club.
Simon Goodwin has been sacked as Melbourne coach days after guiding the club to an 83-point win over West Coast. The 2021 Premiership coach has been let go by the Demons with a year to go on his contract.
I'm disappointed because I think we're a hell of a lot closer to turning our club and team back into a contender again than what people think. And I'm disappointed that I'm not able to work with this great bunch of players that I know that we've developed.
Well, Craig Goodwin has been named Adelaide United's captain for the upcoming season. Now checking FIVEAA traffic.
Sharman Shelving have moved their showroom next door into the Big White Building, still at 412 North East Road.
Fitzroy, debris on the road following an earlier crash. Fitzroy Terrace near Prospect Road, Camden Park, RV Bus, Anzac Home near Queens Road. One at Elizabeth North, a crash, Walmer Road near Main North Road. Slow for works at Tea Tree Gully, North East Road near Elizabeth Street with a camera, Sir James Hardy Way at Woodcroft. Start your journey with a Mercedes-Benz SUV. Save from $10,000 on select GLE models. Visit your nearest retailer today. Limited time only. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on FIVEAA.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
A shower or two tonight, easing tomorrow with a high of 15. Thursday, partly cloudy, also 15. Much the same on Friday, and partly cloudy again for Saturday, 16. At the moment, 14. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Kate Collins. Tonight, the parole board decision for the youngest Snowtown killer. Will he be released from prison? The rescue deal to save Port Pirie's embattled smelter. Power veteran Travis Boak reveals why this season will be his last. And alarming new research finds 1 in 3 Australian women are suffering from migraines. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and 9 now.
Stay informed, get involved. FIVEAA, always Adelaide. The FIVEAA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Welcome back, 7 after 5 on this Tuesday, a really busy Tuesday too for sport. We're thanking Travis Boak for his amazing career and we're taking your calls. What did you love about him, mate? 223 0000. We're going to speak to Michael Harris from the Adelaide 36ers a little bit later on in the show, and we'll speak to author Glenn Humphreys. He's got a new book, Australian Football's Controversies and Curiosities. So that'll be an interesting trip down memory lane. But right now, you want to jump on the Wayville Hyundai live stream. We're on Facebook and YouTube. It's time to jump into Coach's Corner.
On the 5AA Sports Show, this is Coach's Corner with Scott Camporeale. Thanks to Unique Homestyle Foods, proudly baking for hundreds of South Australian businesses for 35 years. Greatness in the making.
Well, it is Boakie's day. We'll get to that. I'm sure you want to pay tribute to him and how you coached against him because he was an absolute star. But we'll start with the Crows. To give a team a 5-goal head start and win, they're the real deal.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we probably didn't think that was how it was going to start, didn't we? I mean, they really came with the level of pressure and wanted to open the game up.
Play with speed, you kept saying.
They tried to open it up. But, I mean, you couldn't fault, I think, even during the game, Adelaide's ability to still compete, contest the possession, their pressure was still at it, but they just got opened up and they were a bit more efficient once they went inside 50. But it was still the clearance game that still just, I don't know, just
still worries you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Because and the reason why I say that is because when
they scored the same amount of goals as Hawthorn from stoppage.
Yeah, in the second half, and they got that part right. Okay. So the first quarter was 5-15.
Ooh.
So you lose field position. You're then being asked to, and Adelaide's probably one of those teams that perhaps can get away with or is able to get away with it because they do transition the ball from their back half better than anyone. I'm not sure in a final series you want to go into a final series banking on we'll lose the battle but we'll win the war in terms of, we'll lose
It's a hard way to play, isn't it?
Well, it is, particularly against arguably the top 4 defensive teams in the competition that if they get to the pointing end, they might. So I think that's still a little bit of a thing that they can work on, centre bounce, getting it in their front half because once they get it in there, they're very potent. We know that they can score out of their back half, but I'm not sure they want to be living in there. So and they were able to rectify it. So they got, at the end of the day, clearance was 38-49, but that after quarter time it was pretty even. But it was probably one of the real things that's been a little bit of not a bugbear of mine, but one that an eye-opener, just that they need to keep making sure they get a hold of that one.
I'm loving this month the Berry-Soligo-Peatling combination where they if they lose a stoppage, they really work hard the other way, put them under pressure and it's dirty ball. So here's my question to you. There's a bloke that's getting 30-plus every week. His name is Matt Crouch.
Yes.
Would you tempt him because you're going to be playing your way because he wins a bit more, or are you breaking up that? Because I'm not. As much as I love Matt, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Isn't it?
It's a tough one. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know because I think they're different players. Well, they're different players.
Yeah.
And if you're comparing, I think what Sam's been able to do is he's got a bit more speed and power than perhaps what Matt's got. And Matt's...
and he gets at the opposition.
But I still think Matt's better if we're talking about the first point around the clearance game. I think he's better than what Berry is in that scenario. I had a bit of a look because the centre bounce is a bit of an issue. So what do you think the best combination is? This is a question without notice. The best combination of Adelaide's centre bounce crew. What do you think the best combination has been?
My gut feel would be Dawson, Rankin, Soligo.
Okay, and in the ruck?
The ruck. Or Rolly Thilthorpe.
So I had a bit of a look. Now this is based on percentages, so it's not because
and remember he only does 7 or 8 minutes a quarter.
So Riley and those guys are having a more opportunity at it. But if you look at so their best centre bounce crew, and I think this is important because as a coach, I used to sit there and go, we need a centre bounce clearance. We need to get this
these
done,
3 in
right?
there and this ruckman.
So I had a bit of a look because I was,
this is interesting.
had a bit of time on my hands, come up with something here. Thilthorpe, Peatling, Berry and Dawson.
Get out.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's in terms of clearance, inside 50 and then ability to score.
Okay.
So that's
Name it again.
So Thilthorpe, Peatling, Berry and Dawson.
There you go.
Yeah. Now, once again, I'll preface that
with... That's a really good mix, isn't it?
Well, it is because you sit there, they're strong bodies, they're dynamic at ground level, and then you've also got Dawson that's got the balance or the ability to have balance on the outside, and that's always really important. And then Riley's probably a little bit unique in that he has a crack at the second string ruckman, so he probably gets his hand on a little bit more, and he's a genuine ruck that goes in there. He's not a pseudo ruck that goes in there.
So it's skewed a little bit his favour.
Well, it's skewed a little bit, but you can still go on percentages in terms of, because if they're in there, then the percentage is there. So I just thought there's something to look out in the next couple of weeks in terms of what that might look like.
Dawson's second quarter. Now, we've seen the footage of the coach going down to Dawson, getting his calves rubbed by the trainer, and apparently leant over. This is Matty next to Dawson, said, "How are we going?" He said, "Mate, we've got this." And then the address by the coach to quarter time was very calm, where it could have been, fire and brimstone. The second quarter, Jordan Dawson, like good skippers, picked that team up. Was a magnificent first 15 minutes, wasn't it?
Oh, he was... we said it on air. One, I'd love him, and I know he's not that type to be looking for individual accolades. I'd love him to win the Brownlow, but I'd love him to be the All-Australian captain. From a 15th team last year, what you got to remember,
unbelievable,
to drive this group, to carry him on his back, what he's done, and he gets great support, no question around that. And I think Tex, those types of players help him along the way, but. Geez, he's hardly played a bad game over the last 3 years, to be fair. And when he does get asked, he's a bit like Bontempelli, really. Yeah. If you're looking at impact in games when your team needs you, he's certainly done it. But that quarter, I think he had 5 possessions, 2 goals, 3 clearances, 3 tackles, and just said, "Nah, we're not putting up with this."
We said class always beats us in the call. That last quarter of Rankin and Tex, pure class.
Well, I wouldn't even put those guys in the arse bracket anyway, because they do it regularly.
They do.
They are pure
No, but
class.
that's the same.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that, that they do it more often than not. And Isaac didn't have his best night up until three-quarter time. Hardwick did a pretty good job on him. And I think it's great preparation for him heading into a final series, because he's their number 1 score involvement player.
Mr. September, I'm calling him.
So he's one, and that's why I think I just love Josh Rochelle to be back fit and firing, because he just allows, and because I had a bit of a look as well, he was only in 4 centre bounces on the weekend. So that's completely dropped away since Josh has been injured and he's played more forward. Now, I think that's still one we talk about too, Rowey, around what that balance might look like. But, geez, what a last quarter between those two.
Yeah. Timmy, this is from Jo, our friend Jo. She just turned 70. She doesn't play golf. Not it off yet, Timmy? There it is.
Lovely stuff, Joe. Campo, how are you?
Good
to see you, mate. Good to see you. We won't talk a lot about Port's game on the weekend, because there wasn't a lot to talk about. Firstly, Travis has announced his retirement, and probably just you would have coached against him at times, and he was a player that did play well in showdowns as well.
Yeah, he did. I mean, I heard you read out his CV before. Geez, there's not many things that he didn't do other than perhaps win a premiership, which is what he was desperately after. But as a coach that coached against him, had the utmost respect for what he was able to do on the ground and what he was able to do, particularly his running power. That was the thing that always used to worry me, was his ability to overlap, spread, get outside, be the link in the chain, and add to, I guess, Ken's game plan of that uncontested style. But, yeah, utmost respect. And I was lucky enough the last 3 or 4 years to have more contact with him off-field through some friends and stuff. And what a wonderful human being he is. You hear a lot of those things outwardly.
About people.
But to see it firsthand, what a wonderful person, and what a great ambassador for your footy club.
Yeah. Now, I messaged a friend of mine about some statistics, and and I got a reply, which was good, because I'm looking for next year, and the improvements that we've spoken about, Port 17th and all those really important loose ball gets, hard ball gets, ground ball gets. We know we've been poor on that for a long time, and that's a focus. But one thing that's been frustrating me is we've been bottom of the AFL table for frees against for quite some time. I thought in the showdown that I noticed quite significantly that we were giving away free kicks through our tackling. And it was, there's obviously a method issue there. So this friend of mine, he was able to get me some statistics, and the stat that was just staggering was that Port Adelaide were the number 1 team for giving away free kicks while tackling. So that then says, okay, is it your method? Are you overzealous? My friend mentioned that.
Is this a Swamp Thing?
No, well, close.
Better than.
It comes in every Tuesday at about 5.
Now I've got it. Slow to that dance.
Slowy Rowey.
He's still worrying about his promotional clip without getting the lid off.
So
when are we playing that again?
Well, we're going to be reading that in a minute.
So I've exposed myself and where I got this information from, but it sort of highlighted what I saw.
Yeah.
And it says to me, okay, so over a summer, can you fix those technique issues? Because we're giving away a lot of free kicks, obviously, through that. Now, the other question I had was, could it be from not being strong enough and being able to stick those tackles?
Yeah, well, I think I don't think it's ever one thing. I think it can be quite individual as well. So you think about some of the guys like Jason Horne-Francis.
He's a great example of overzealous.
Well, exactly. But do you want to limit that?
No,
or do you help him in terms of his technique and just understand about what's at the level? It's a bit like Harley Reid, same thing. Like there's a lot of around his discipline, but there's a little bit of that with him, but I think some of it's about just how they play the game. So, and we know that the umpires are red hot around, over the shot, and it doesn't take much
these days
now to give away a free kick. So I think it's a little bit to do, but that is a trend. That's just not a one-off. That's been a trend for a couple of years. So you talk about contested possession, when you're giving free kicks against, that's a big number. I think they're about, minus 100 for the year or something, which is a lot.
So you're giving away a lot of contested possession by giving away the free kick.
Correct. So you can get caught up by the contested possession, but it's definitely free kicks against and ground balls are the two for Port. And, I think you can definitely. And I think it's about how you sell it as well. So obviously because they're still quite high in pressure, Port, so still around the top 5 or 6 so that means Ken saying we want to get at them.
Yeah.
Now we can get at them, but we don't want to be able to give away free kicks and turn the ball over.
20 past 5, Unique Home Style Food text. We'll come back with this question, would you rest text? Have a think about that. But there is a textie. Hey, Campo, can you please educate that dopey prat sitting next to you, lifting the lid, etc.? We've achieved nothing. 3 rounds to go. We've a lot of work to do. So settle pedal. Rick from Aldinga Beach. Rick, facts are this. Campo actually encourages me.
He's been asking for it for months.
He did. Did he or did he not prod me prod me? I said, no, I'm not going to be unprofessional. And then I lifted the lid.
And he prodded you to lifting the lid. We're live on the Wayville Hyundai live stream on Facebook and YouTube. If you want to join us, let's check your roads.
Afternoon at Fitzroy. Debris on the road following a crash. Fitzroy Terrace near Prospect Road. Camden Park, a Carvey bus. Anzac Hone, Queens Road. Big delays through there at the moment. Another crash to look out for at Elizabeth North. Womble Road near Main North Road. Busy right now. Main North Road at Enfield with the camera. Osmond Terrace at Norwood. Music transforms young lives. Join the Australian Children's Music Foundation in breaking barriers to music education. Show your support at acmf.com.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Catch the 5AA Fishing Show, presented by Ned McHenry, Tuesday nights from 6:30. See the full Yamaha Marine range at Christie's Beach Marine, South Coast Marine, Yamaha Pitmans and Coast Road Motors.
Why would you buy a ticket in the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery? Because the $4.6 million grand prize in Walkerville is next level. Because you could also win luxury cars, worldwide holidays, and $500,000 cash. Because your ticket supports life-changing healthcare right here in South Australia. Get your tickets now at homelottery.com.au. Licence M14784.
Harvey Norman clearance outlets at Marion and Jeffs Cross are bursting at the seams. Discontinued, run out and brand new furniture and bedding from across Australia. Prices are slashed for you to get a bargain. Clearance outlets at Marion Road Marion and Jeffs Cross Homemaker. Tell them Jerry sent you. Furniture and bedding at Marion and Jeffs Cross. Harvey Norman clearance outlets.
Whatever you cook, from a toasty to a 3-course meal,
Whatever you bake, from a sponge cake to a sourdough. Whoever you entertain, a partner, friends or family. Shop at the new Kitchen Warehouse store on Paynham Road, open now. Our second South Australian store features big brands like Le Creuset, KitchenAid, Magimix, Scanpan and Smeg, plus expert advice from our team. Visit the new Paynham store today or shop at kitchenwarehouse.com.au.
Experience the romantic rivers of France with scenic luxury cruises and tours and Phil Hoffman Travel. Explore the historic beauty of Normandy and gems of the Seine, beautiful Bordeaux or the spectacular south of France in all-inclusive ultra-luxury on board an 11-day scenic river cruise. Book now for included economy flights or upgrade to business, plus enjoy a bonus luxury hotel stay from $8,195 per person twin share. Offer ends August 31st. Visit pht.com.au.
Hello, Rosanna Maggiorelli here on 7 News. The Snowtown Monsters freedom bid, the latest from the parole hearing. The rise in crippling migraines affecting women. And a power legend calls it a day, his record-breaking career.
It's on now. Wayville Hyundai's demo clearance. Every demo has been priced to clear. That means a huge in-stock range, big savings, and ready to drive away. Change the way you Hyundai at Wayville Hyundai. Visit wayvillehyundai.com.au.
Feeling the calm of the ocean. Making it to my daughter's wedding. Lunch with the grandkids. This is palliative care. From the time you or a loved one is diagnosed with a life-limiting illness, Palliative Care Connect can provide you with information and links to palliative care and emotional support services across South Australia. Learn more at palliativecareconnect.com.au. Palliative Care Connect is supported by funding from the Australian Government Department of Health and Aged Care.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
So we haven't fully made up our mind. So between Burjo, Nixie and myself, everything for our decisions are based around performance. And I've said to them, if you think it's best for my performance to not travel to WA into a 6-day break into Collingwood, please let me know and I won't play. However, if you don't think that it's going to affect my performance, I'm on the Tin Bird tomorrow.
Well, there's Taylor Walker on Breakfast Radio this morning at 24 minutes after 5. All thanks to Unique Homestyle Foods. We're in Coach's Corner with Campo.
What would you do? There's such a thing as flirting with your form, isn't there?
Well, there is. My initial thoughts was yes, give him a spell. But you sit there and you go, if you look ahead, which is what you do as coaches, you got West Coast, Collingwood, which is a big game, North Melbourne, then a week off, heading into a final. So if he has a week off this week, he comes straight into a Collingwood big game. And, I mean, Tex is probably, I know Tex pretty well. Continuity is important for some of those players. And even as an older player, sometimes you can just drop, you know, in terms of the, and you can never get that intensity back. So you don't want to necessarily be dropping your intensity around. And training never is the same as playing.
No.
I think they can probably manage his minutes
better by
and
going
playing
over.
and having and keeping the system going rather than resting him. But I wouldn't be surprised if they did rest him.
Okay, what's the flight take out here? That's number one. 6-day turnaround, Collingwood, and there's going to be 20 mil of rain.
Yeah. But all those factors would come into it, and I would have thought that probably tips him to not playing.
Okay, and the other thing is, who else would you contemplate resting, or is it one and done? Last week it was Laird, one and done. The week before Cumming, one and done.
Yeah. I think most of them are all probably okay. Like I reckon Neil Bullen would probably be the only one that I would sit there as an older player.
Nearly 30.
And he just, seeing him live, the way he works up and down the ground and his physicality. And you talk about having an influence, and here's another little one-liner if you want, Rowey. So you talk about pressure, you know, of what Neil Bullen's been able to do. And Jake Saligo's the other one. So I had a bit of a look. Neil Bullen and Jake Saligo are third and fourth for points scored off their pressure. So what I mean by that is when they pressure, the ball gets turned over by their pressure and Adelaide go back and score. They're third and fourth in the AFL, both those guys. And you can see that as a supporter or as a commentator, you see they're just at you like 24/7. So Neil Bullen would be the one, but I don't know Alex in terms of his body and how well he, you know, I understand he's a professional, but in terms of he would be sore, there's no question. But he might be another one that just wants continuity.
Campo, very well done. bloody brilliant. And as always, we love those numbers more than the numbers, the analyst of it. And thank you for feeding Timmy with all that info, because there's a text here from Jason on the Unique Homestyle Food text. Jason here, I'm Tim's friend. The best of AFL stats because he is as tight as anything. He wouldn't pay for it. Champion Data Access.
You've absolutely butchered that text. He says, is Tim's friend the best on AFL stats because he isn't as tight as the rest of us to pay for the Champion Data Access? A question.
Yeah. So that's the opposite of what Stephen
Correct.
said. Rightio. Campo, well done. Unique Homestyle Foods, proudly baking for hundreds of South Australian businesses, large and small. For 35 years, they're hustlers in the baking industry. Visit uniquehomestylefoods.com.au.
You'll join us on the weekend for 5AA football, 28 after 5. Keep your calls coming in, 8223 0000.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
David and Will's Undy Drive.
The fog in Sydney, it's unbelievable. I'll give $50 to the Undy Drive if you describe the fog in Sydney as you know what. Got my wallet here.
What do I need to say?
You know what you need to say.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
How would you describe the fog over Sydney right now?
How would I describe it, or what? How much some people might describe it?
How would some people describe it?
Some people might say
5AA breakfast.
Some might say,
come on, spit it out. $50.
It's a pea super?
Yes. Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
You don't have to be a curator to find artworks you can't get anywhere else in the world. Just visit Art by Farquhar. They're proud to host unique Indigenous artworks in their gallery, and even prouder sending these artworks home to be admired for years to come. All pieces at Art by Farquhar are ethically sourced, directly supporting Indigenous artists and communities. Visit the incredible range at 1070 South Road, Edwardstown. Art by Farquhar, a family company specialising in Indigenous art.
Paint professionals were completely upfront about the scope of the project. They were completely upfront about the cost of the project. And I got to say, we were even taken aback by the pace at which they did it. No sooner had we got the quote than Marty was on the phone with a start date. They hit all their targets. And for people who have to go through the process of leaving their house so that a job like that can get done, it was just really good having that peace of mind.
Book a free, no obligation quote today. Visit paintprofessionals.com.au.
For 125 years, Calvary has walked beside South Australians through life's most personal moments with quiet strength, deep compassion and unwavering care. Whether it's lending a hand at home or in hospital, or providing comfort in later years, Calvary's people bring heart to every interaction. In every home, in every story, Calvary continues to be a steady, reassuring presence, a legacy of care shaped by those we serve. Calvary, celebrating 125 years of caring for the South Australian community.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, I'm Kendall Brettig. After spending 26 years behind bars, Bodies in the Barrels killer James Vlasakis has been granted parole. Japan's Mitsubishi Heavy Industries has won a $10 billion contract to build 11 warships for Australia. A forum will be held at Brighton Secondary School tonight on the devastating algal bloom. And Brisbane star Lachie Neale won't play again before finals after tearing his quad. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Charmin Shelving have moved their showroom next door into the Big White Building, still at 412 North East Road.
At Fitzroy, got debris on the road following an earlier crash. Fitzroy Terrace near Prospect Road, Camden Park, Carvey Bus, Anzac Hone at Queens Road. Quite big delays through there. And another collision to look out for at Elizabeth North, Wommer Road near Main North Road. Slow going at the moment, Brighton Road, Glenelg North with the camera, Osmond Terrace at Norwood. Because fresh-made sushi sounds heaps fancier than reheated leftovers again, call it a sushi hub. So fresh, so good, so eat now. Sushi Hub, Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Showers tonight, easing tomorrow with a high of 15, at the moment 14. More news at 6 o'clock on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Agostino Mitsubishi's demo clearance sale is on right now with loads of demo vehicles that must go.
They're absolutely overstocked, so why pay full price when you could drive away with a feature-packed demo model for less?
Plus, they're including 10 years warranty and cap price servicing with any demo car purchased during the sale.
Agostino Mitsubishi's demo clearance sale is on now. Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes. Hurry, stock won't last.
Kangaroo Island. It's closer than you think. Wilder than you know. More than you imagined. This winter, get a free night on selected 3 and 4 night stays. Book your Kangaroo Island ferry and accommodation at sealink.com.au or call 13 13 01 today. Terms and conditions apply.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
28 minutes to 6. We're going to speak to Michael Harris, recruit for the Adelaide 36ers as pre-season training starts this week. It's been a big off-season as well in NBL 26, so we'll go through all that very shortly. And your calls too, 8223 0000. Travis Boak retired today. We'd love your thoughts and your great tributes towards him and all the memories you've shared with watching Travis Boak.
Yeah, absolute legend. Glenn Humphreys is the author of Kevin Sheedy's Bomber Jacket, Australian Football Controversies and Curiosities. It's a paperback Gelding Street Press publication. Glenn, welcome.
Hi, how you guys going?
Well, you woke up one morning and thought this would be a good book, and what inspired it, Glenn?
It was actually, I've written a previous book for the publishers called about rugby league stories called Jack Gibson's Fur Coat. And I just thought, I knew there would be some great stories around Australian football that sort of live in the margins that people may not have heard about. And just in terms of a title, I thought you'd like to keep that clothing theme going from Jack Gibson's Fur Coat. And so we went with Kevin Sheedy's Bomber Jacket, which sparked a rivalry between Essendon and West Coast.
How did you narrow down all the, if you like, controversies and curiosities? Because I went through the book. There's a pig at full forward. That didn't make it.
It was in the cut, yeah. It was just a case of being a journalist, you look for the interesting stories, stuff that might be a mix of stuff that people might know and stuff that people go, I'd never heard of that story before. So you wanted a mix of those things and also just a matter of trying to find actual enough information about each controversy and each odd story to actually, build up a chapter around.
I think you did that very well, Glenn, and there was stories, like you said, that I knew, like a Nicky Winmar moment. But then I got deep and started reading things. When I saw the chapter heading, I thought, I'm going into this one. Alexander Lang and 2 mates omitted for taking bribes. This is incredible. Very early in the century. Can you tell us about that one, how they were omitted?
Yeah, it was a case of, Alexander Lang was, really very much a strong player. Carlton had won a couple of grand finals in a row. He looks like he's on a good thing with the team. But in the finals, he goes into the sheds, goes to look up his name on the sheet, and he's not there. And he can't figure out why. He finds out that, the club has decided to drop him because they've got concerns that he'd been betting on the match. And he sort of claimed he hadn't and sort of put his foot in it big time when the next day a reporter lobs up on his front veranda and he decides to tell him how this guy came up to him one day and decided to give him some money to run dead, and he refused to do it, but he said, you give me the money in advance, I'll do it. He took the money and gave it off to a friend to go and place a bet and played well in that game anyway. But it turned out that wasn't the incident that the club knew about. So he'd actually just put himself in it big time, telling them something they didn't already know.
Yeah.
It seemed that the sum total of their evidence was that he had been seen walking in and out of a betting shop, which doesn't really seem like very conclusive evidence to me at all. But yeah, he got suspended for, a number of years. While he was suspended, I've had 5 years suspension, I think.
Yes,
While he was suspended, the league decided to allow players to be paid, which is obviously the reason why
they wanted money.
Take the money because they want money. And he's like, well, now they're getting paid. Why don't you let me back in? And they was like, no, still got to stay out. So he had to stay out for the full 5-year sentence.
Yeah.
And he comes back, and there's all this, insults about him looking fat and looking out of shape and so forth, which you'd expect for a guy who has been out of the game for 5 years. But he still knew what he was doing. He might have lost some speed and stuff, but he was still smart between the ears. Knew where to put himself to get to the ball. So he wasn't anywhere near as bad as what the critics in the papers were saying.
Well, I like a good fight and I like a good bribe, so we've got a couple there. This one is the 1945 Grand Final, Carlton South Melbourne, the Bloodbath.
Bloodbath.
You said it could have been 1990 with Essendon and Collingwood, but this one must have been worse.
Yeah. I think my thing you always think about, one grand final has to be the worst, and if the Bloodbath didn't exist, it'd be something else. I mean, there is that sort of conjecture with the Bloodbath. It was just after World War II had finished, and everyone probably had enough of war. So why does this happen?
Yeah.
That I can't answer, but the final the week before was just as
bad,
punch happy as the grand final. So I think people might have had an idea that something was coming, but it was just. I think the umpires were spending like 45 minutes in the sheds after the game filling out match reports for all the people that got cited, including one player who tried to avoid being cited by pulling his jersey off and running away. But it obviously didn't work because he got done. He got done, but he didn't even actually turn up to the hearing because he had tickets to the Carlton Balls, so he was going to go to that anyway because he already paid for it.
What an era. I love it.
Oh, how good. Yeah. Glenn Humphreys, Kevin Sheedy's Bomber Jacket, Australian football controversies and curiosities in all good bookstores. You have to do the halftime entertainment. Who was on the podium and who won? Was it Meatloaf in 2011?
It had to be.
In terms of one for the worst, or
the worst?
Did you call it a curiosity or a controversy?
I think it's a controversy. Yeah. I think there's the other one people talk about is the Batmobile.
Yeah.
I don't think that's too bad. I think Angry Anderson does a decent enough job for having to sing in the middle of a big open air football stadium. But Meatloaf, it wasn't a great performance. And, it turns out he was quite sick.
Yes.
Probably shouldn't have gone on and performed, but he did, and that was to his shame.
Yeah.
But there's also the Tigers grand final with Rewald, who went up on stage with the Killers afterwards. That one actually shows that you can have grand final entertainment that's actually really good. It really works. The Killers killed it. They were great in halftime and after the match as well when he jumped up on stage, and I think they might have turned his microphone off a bit so you couldn't hear him, but he was belting it out anyway.
Yeah. Buddha Hocking changing his name to Whiskers. There's Warwick Capper in there. Some great photos. I loved your chapter on Neil Sashi. That was a really good chapter.
Yeah, it was there. Thanks. It was, it's just a story that just sort of really resonates. This guy just plays his second game for Footscray at the time, and basically becomes a quadriplegic due to a tragic accident. If there's a bright side, it was that year they only started taking out insurance for players, so he was actually covered to some degree after the injury. But I think he's had that long-term legacy that it happened on TV, everyone saw it, and that footage is there forever to sort of educate people on how not to treat that sort of injury on the field. So now we've got all these fantastic, steps that people take to make sure they still take all the time you need to get them onto the stretcher and get them off the field.
Yeah, which is exactly. I think you're right.
Because one of the players I think actually lifted him up. He's on the ground. He's, as in the time you would go, "Oh, come on, mate, get up! You got a free kick."
Yeah, I know.
But he picks him up and goes, this isn't good.
This is serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a different era, you're right. And he did some great work here for spinal injuries and research and the like too for many a year, Glenn. So
sadly not with us. Great man.
Hey,
and he really also just looked at the positive side of it, which he sort of understood. I'm in this situation. There's nothing I can do about it. There's no point in kicking stones. I've got a wife and a family. I've got to do the best for them. And so he just got on with stuff and did as much as he could.
He did.
It's actually a really, really positive attitude.
He did a great job. The Bob Murphy medal presentation and the coach putting it over his neck and saying you deserve this. Did you put that under the curious or the controversial? Which way did you see it?
Well, I think there's an element of controversy there slightly because for some reason, there were some people saying they should make a second medal for the coach, Luke Beveridge, so he could have one as well, which was I found that odd because it sort of cheapens the actual gesture. He's giving this medal that's only one of them to somebody else, but then to give him one as well didn't make any sense at all. Bob gave it back after a couple of days because it didn't feel right. And then Luke Beveridge said, "Well, it's not my medal either." So he's given it to the Western Bulldogs Museum, and they actually now have it in their club on display. So actually, it's the club's medal now rather than any individual person's.
Yeah, brilliant. It's a great read when your team has a bye, is how it's been pitched, and there's 9 AFL teams that can't make the finals, so they will have the bye. Glenn, great read. Well done. All the best.
No worries. Thank you very much.
Good work. Kevin Shetty's Bomber Jacket. It is in all good bookstores. Australian football's controversies and curiosities. We'll give it away this half hour up to 6 o'clock. What would have you put in the book?
Yeah, well, give us your favourite controversial or curious footy story.
Yeah.
There's been so many.
Well, I would have thought the peptides might have been in there.
That's controversial.
Oh, yeah.
Crows
right
Camp.
Up there.
Crows Camp. The power stance.
Balfour's ring a bell?
Oh, boy.
Balfour's rings a bell. Let's not do them all for the Crows.
Call
the
in.
Kurt Tippett affair.
You had a few, there's no doubt.
We'll give away the book.
Sure, we had a couple.
We might even
Let's
chuck
give away the book.
$50 Powers voucher as well if we think so too. 8223 0000. That's the number. We'll take your call straight after this. Let's check your roads.
G'day there at Fitzroy. Debris on the road following a crash. Fitzroy Terrace near Prospect Road, Camden Park, Carvey Bus, Anzac Home near Queens Road. Elizabeth North crash, Womma Road near Main North Road, and really busy at the moment. St Holt's Road at Killis Plains. Quite slow, Hampstead Road at Broadview with a camera right now. States Road at Morford Vale. Start your journey with a Mercedes-Benz SUV. Save from $15,000 on select GLS models. Visit your nearest retailer today. Limited time only. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Calling all car fans. Need your weekly motoring fix? Join me, Charlie Dixon, Wednesday nights from 6:30 for Driving with Dixon. We talk about all things motoring, cars, car events, racing, anything motoring.
Enjoy your outdoor area all year round with an opening and closing roof designed, manufactured and installed locally by Louver House.
So join me Wednesday nights for Driving with Dixon. Only on $13.95, Adelaide's 5AA.
Tired of rising power bills? What if you could eliminate power bills forever? With NRG Solar, the new cheaper home batteries program gives eligible homes and businesses up to 30% off the cost of a new home battery, saving you thousands. NRG Solar has the know-how to help you claim the rebate and design a system that delivers real long-term value. Own your energy, own your future. Call 1300 858 160, that's 1300 858 160, or visit nrgsolar.com.au now.
Direct from sellout tours across the world, the Simon and Garfunkel story returns to Australia. Featuring all their classic hits in a moving and powerful show.
Within the sound of silence.
Don't miss the Simon and Garfunkel story. 2 shows, 3 p.m. and 7 p.m, Norwood Concert Hall, Wednesday, August 20. Book now at Ticketek.
Our place is your place at the Albion Hotel. Your place to raise a glass to a big sporting win, a milestone birthday, or just making it through the week. Cheers. Your place to bring the entire family, including the kids and grandkids, for an amazing meal together. Your place to sit back and just soak it all in. The Albion Hotel. Your local, your people, your place.
Hi, I'm Dr. Laura Willington.
Understaffing in our hospitals is harming you and me. We urgently need a workforce plan to identify the right number of doctors for each of our hospitals and health services. And we need fair wages and conditions to attract and keep doctors so you can access care when you need it. Help make our health system safer for you and safer for me. Visit safermedicalstaffing.com.au. Authorised by Dr. Laura Willington, President, South Australian Salaried Medical Officers Association, Adelaide.
So it was late when we pulled into the driveway. Headlights swept across our house. The front door, wide open. My mum's rings were gone, our laptops, the kids' gaming console. But the biggest thing they stole was our sense of safe. That's why we called Camtech Home Security. Camtech built a security system with smart cameras and real-time monitoring. We never got our stuff back, but thanks to Camtech, we got our sense of safe back. Visit camtech.net.au.
What makes Ray White the big name in business broking? They're people, like multi-time SA Business Broker of the Year, Brett Buckley, and his team of business professionals. They take a deep dive into your business, finding value and potential, and they know what they're looking for because they know businesses. They're not real estate salespeople trying to sell businesses, they're business people selling businesses. If you want to know what your business is worth, touch base with Brett. Search Ray White Business Sales SA, multiple Business Broker of the Year awards.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
12 minutes to 6. We're taking your calls, 8223 0000. If you're watching the Waveville Hyundai live stream, you'll see I'm holding right now to the camera of the book, Kevin Sheedy's Bomber Jacket, Australian football's controversies and curiosities. So we're asking for the book if you'd like to win it, and a $50 Powers voucher as well. 8223 0000, your favourite controversial or curious footy story that has happened.
Yeah, we'd love to hear it. 8223 0000 for CLK Legal, the injury report for the Crows. Jordan Butt's chest, it's down as a test. I think he'll play sample this week, I'm hearing. Lockie McAndrew is the interesting one. Jaw still out for 3 weeks. That'll see him out till the end of the home and away. Max Michaelin, he's still 3 to 4 with that hamstring. That will make him come back for finals. Oscar Ryan's the young lad with another hammy. The interesting one for me, Josh Rochelle, TBC. That's to be confirmed. Now, he's missed 4. It's his knee. Why is it TBC?
Well, they're not sure.
Yeah. Well, that's a worry.
They don't want to put a date on it.
Well, that's a worry.
Well, there's a TBC on one of the Port Adelaide players who's going to miss this week, Timmy G.
Jace Burgoyne has been ruled out of this weekend's game.
God.
So a lower leg injury, we think the Achilles. So no point risking that. Jack Lukosius will be assessed. Ivan Soldo entered concussion protocols after suffering delayed symptoms during a head knock in Saturday's sample match. So that one's out. And we know that there are these people who are out for the season: Bergman, Cochrane, Horne-Francis, Marshall, Powell-Pepper, Radaglia, Visentini, Walsh, all out for the season as well. And Brian Burton, 1 to 2 weeks. Well, the season's only 3 weeks, so I'm putting him in there as well. So it's a long list for CLK Legal.
Yeah, if you have a personal injury claim, get the compensation you deserve at clklegal.com.au.
Will your skipper be back? That was just the flu, wasn't it? A runny nose?
It was, it was some sort of illness.
Yeah.
Not sure which one,
Well, I hope
but
he's back.
you'd think he would return.
Who have you got this week?
This week we've got Freo at home.
Oh, goodness me.
Yeah, that's a win.
Now, I read this with a care factor of nil, 0.0.
Oh, so you're going to burden our listeners with it?
well, I did, because it tickles my fancy. This
now you're back.
Bernard Tomic is back in the world top 200 despite losing the final of a challenger event in the US. So you can play these challenger events like it's the satellite thing, and you can play as many as you can, and you can get your rankings up, so you can end up in back the top 100, so you can end up back on the circuit.
Right.
And I think, whoopsie-doo. Now, I thought he was washed up and he was a multimillionaire, and, I don't have to, you can all get Nick, I bet you all wish you were me. Remember this comment?
I just count money, that's all I do. I count my millions. You go do what I did. You go make 13, 14 million. Good luck, guys.
Well,
he's running out of money.
Without a doubt.
32,
if he's
running
still
out of
playing,
talent.
If he's still playing.
Yeah. So, Bernard, mate, just disappear.
Disappointing, that, isn't it?
You loser.
Hey, some good news on the local front. Adelaide United.
Oh, this is good news.
Our Craig Goodwin has
returned,
but now he's been named captain as well.
Growing up being a fan of the club and being able to wear the armband, represent the people of this state, the people that support this team, and to represent the players as well. And, you know, it is a great honour and something that I don't take lightly, and I'm looking forward to the challenge ahead.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a
excellent
great
news there.
move.
The book Glenn Humphreys just presented to us, of course, author of Kevin Sheedy's Bomber Jacket, Australian Football's Controversies and Curiosities. We asked, have you got one out there? One very quickly was Stephen Rowe wearing Lycra. Too controversial for me.
Oh, that's awful.
Graham Corn's poor sportsmanship after the 1990 grand final. Now, I've got to say, my controversy that I would put in a book would be Port Adelaide's 1990 bid for the AFL. I don't know that it got any bigger as far as controversies go in South Australia. And I remember a story very early on when Port Adelaide flew to Melbourne to have a meeting with Ross Oakley and Peter
Who was it? Bruce Webber?
And Bruce Webber went, and I reckon one of the other board members. Okay. And David Armfield was with them for some reason. Okay. Mega pest. So they arrive, and Arnie said, I knew it was big when we went out to catch a cab, and the bloke said, we got in, and he said, oh, I know where you're going, Mr. Webber. And he said, nobody knew anything about South Australian football, and they knew this fella because of the bid. He said, geez, I thought to myself, this is big. And it was. I mean, it was huge.
Yeah, that has to get up there. 8223 0000. What is yours? We'd love to hear it. Let's go to Lauren.
Hello. Look, really, I just can't give enough credence to Travis.
Yes.
I can still remember I did a volunteer at, a telethon for kids show, and it was on an Easter Sunday, and Travis came in, and, that's just the sort of giving person that he is, and it's just so wonderful to think of his mum and his family that just must be so proud of just not only the good footballer that he is, but the very beautiful human being that he is. It's just lovely. And I just hope that I would have loved to have seen him get to his 400th, but, he's made the call. So all I can do is wish him the best and say so many Port Adelaide people love him for both footballer and a human being.
Lauren,
well
great
spoken,
words,
Lauren.
And he was certainly both of that. The charity work he did behind the scenes, the stuff he did, the mentoring he did, he just gave and gave and gave and gave and gave, didn't ask anything of the game.
No, it's spot on.
He's a ripper.
I reckon Glenn Humphreys might have to make a South Australian book.
Oh, there's some good ones here. Have you seen Jason's text?
Flying in. Jason says, I'm a North Adelaide fan, but the 2018 prelim final must be up there for controversy, especially because we went on to win the flag, the 19th man on the oval. So that was full of controversy, that one. So
West Adelaide cutting down the goalpost in the grand final.
That was
coming in.
I think that was around about 1958, I reckon.
Was it?
Curls and the boys end up going down the Adelaide Oval, sawing it down and then putting it on a bonfire.
God, I love that story. Jimmy Bartell, will speak to him tomorrow. He entered in on the interest the Crows have in Draper, the Draper that plays for Essendon, who is a ruckman who can play forward, or is he a forward that can play as a ruckman?
I reckon he spent more time in that role, forward and ruck.
He's more a Thilthorpe than he is.
Yes, correct. A hooer.
Yeah, and the big hooer has just signed, and we'll speak to him on Thursday. Here's what Jimmy said.
If he was to pick the Crows, and we've seen this when two number one rucks come together, Draper wants to be a number one ruck. You have a look at how tall the Crows already are in the forward line. Would that be actually the best place for his football?
No.
And I think he's hit the nail on the head, as per normal.
No.
We'd speak to Jimmy tomorrow. He's just a genius. Look, exactly right. The Luke Jackson thing just didn't work, did it? And it's sort of Grundy v. with Max Gawn. Lasted a year.
And if you think about Brisbane, their two rucks are both 31, Fort and McInerney. It just makes sense.
And there's no way you're signing
really
the
only
big
play
hooer
one of those, don't they?
Yeah.
On 3 years, and he loves being loaded up.
And they need a forward too.
Yeah. Just interesting. I don't think they'll look at him.
It just doesn't seem to make sense.
Nah, it doesn't. Well done. We'll speak to Jimmy tomorrow. Let's go to Bellevue Heights. Steve.
Yeah, evening, guys. One football, obviously. The 78 grand final.
That'll
That was quite controversial at the end.
Very controversial. Yes.
Well, I would have thought the best team won, Steve.
At the parade.
Oh, absolutely.
At the parade, they nothing to see here.
No.
Except the 1978 flag. That's it. If you go down Adelaide, they'll tear the joint down.
Yeah. One hand, one's bounce.
One
has
hand,
always
one
been
bounce.
Thank you, Steve.
Classic.
Those controversial and curious footy stories. Just before we go to the break as well with the 6 o'clock news, interesting that's come out of the Herald Sun, that notable umpire and everyone's favourite, or not, Razor Ray, is making a comeback. He's coming out of retirement. He will be umpiring AFLW this season. So he's decided
that's a noble gesture.
Pull the greens back out. There's a shortage in umpires, so at the AFLW level.
Really?
So he's back.
For free? Will he get paid?
I would have thought so.
Yeah, of course. But that, in a way, could be positive. It could influence the younger umpires there and have a positive influence there.
But don't make it about him.
Oh, it is Ray. It is Ray.
He'll get Mike.
I think he'll get Mike.
There'll be content for
He'll be
Fox
part
Footy
of it. Don't worry, they'll be thinking you beauty. Throw him in there.
Time for the news.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
G'day, it's Ben from BJ Energy. Lately I've had a lot of people asking about the federal battery rebate, what it is, how it works, and whether they're eligible. At BJ Energy, we've done the homework. Our job is to help you make the most of the rebate while it's still around. So if you're thinking about solar or a home battery, or just have any questions about the federal battery rebate, it's easy to get in touch with us. No sales pitch, just straight answers. Visit bjenergy.com.au. That's bjenergy.com.au.
For over 45 years, Statesman Windows, a third-generation South Aussie family-run business, has helped home renovators and builders bring design, charm and natural light into their homes. With industry-leading turnaround times, Statesman Windows continues to offer value for money, backed up by great service and advice right across Metro and regional South Australia. For windows when and where you want them, call Statesman Windows.
Windows when and where you want them. Windows when and where you want them.
When deciding on a gas fireplace for your home heating, you may think they all look the same. Well, at the gas shop, we're more than happy to
turn the lights down low. So you can see how different each one is. That's a beautiful thing. Heating, cooking, comfort, turn on. To the gas shop, 161 Unley Road, opposite Target.
There's one word that should be deleted forever. It transcends language, culture, geography, status, and it doesn't discriminate. That word is cancer, and until we can delete it, we're going to treat it. Lift Cancer Care is dedicated to offering additional cancer services to complement your existing treatment plan. We collaborate closely with your medical team to achieve the best outcomes for your diagnosis. So, if you or a loved one are ever struck with the C word, think of the L word first. liftcancercare.com.au.
Kangaroo Island. It's closer than you think. Wilder than you know. More than you imagined. This winter, get a free night on selected 3 and 4 night stays. Book your Kangaroo Island ferry and accommodation at sealink.com.au or call 13 13 01 today. Terms and conditions apply.
The very latest news and information. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Showers tonight and easing tomorrow, a high of 15. With the 6 o'clock news, I'm Kendall Brettig. Convicted serial killer James Vlasakis has been granted parole after 26 years behind bars. He was 19 when jailed for his role in 4 of the 11 bodies in the Barrels murders. Vlasakis was the key prosecution witness against John Bunting and Robert Wagner, who were both serving life sentences. The Police Commissioner, Attorney General and Victims' Rights Commissioner will now have 60 days to seek a review, or he'll move to a pre-release centre for up to 12 months. Chair of the Parole Board, Francis Nelson, says there'll be conditions on his release.
There will be some geographic exclusion zones which the victims have requested. There will be a condition that he's not to contact any of the victims. That does give them some reassurance. He will have to obey the rules of the pre-release centre, which includes a curfew.
2 people have been arrested after a baby was allegedly assaulted in the southern suburbs. The 4-week-old was taken to hospital in May with a swollen leg. Doctors identified a number of serious injuries, including bone fractures. Following an investigation, a 34-year-old woman and a 33-year-old man from Ranella East have been arrested. Both have been charged with criminal neglect and recklessly causing serious harm. They'll front court in September. Nearstar's Port Pirie smelter has been thrown a financial lifeline. The state and federal government's $135 million rescue plan also covers the zinc refinery in Hobart. They've been losing millions of dollars due to aggressive market disruption by China. The investment will support the transformation of the Port Pirie and Hobart smelters owned by Nearstar into modern facilities capable of producing critical minerals. Mining Minister Tom Koutsantonis says they had to step in and protect the operations.
This is a strategic resource that our allies internationally need. You will see probably more foreign investment in Port Pirie as a result of this through joint ventures and the like, but we can't allow this plant to suffer because of market manipulation from one country.
A series of forums on the algal bloom crisis will kick off tonight. Political leaders, health professionals and scientists will meet with members of affected communities to provide information and updates. The forum will be held at Brighton Secondary School starting at 6:30 with another on Sunday afternoon at Semaphore. Forums will also be held in regional locations. A $10 billion contract to build Australia's new warships is being broadly welcomed. Michael Packy reports.
Mitsubishi Heavy Industries has won a hard-fought battle to build 11 warships for the Australian Defence Force. The government has set aside $10 billion for the company to deliver the first 3 vessels and upgrade facilities in Western Australia to manufacture the remaining 8. Defence Industry Minister Pat Conroy says the deal represents value for money.
It was the only option that met the government's timeline. The Megami-class frigate was also the most interoperable.
Michael Shoebridge from Strategic Analysis Australia believes the agreement will help build resilience in the Indo-Pacific region.
Japan lives in our part of the world. And we have a common security challenge called China.
The opposition has also given the warship contract the thumbs up.
30% of Australian women are living with migraines. Jean Hales for Women's Health estimates a further 13% are undiagnosed. Chief Executive Dr Sarah White says women are disproportionately affected.
We know that hormones play a part, and certainly there's a lot more work to be done to really understand all the issues. It's an under-researched condition, and often the sex and gender effects of health conditions are not studied appropriately.
Turning to 5AA Sport.
At Barossa Valley Volkswagen, you can take a real test drive. barossavolkswagen.com.au.
Port Adelaide's Games record holder Travis Boak has announced his retirement at the end of the season.
It's a tremendous honour to represent this footy club. From day one I walked into this club with a dream to play AFL and to represent the Port Adelaide Footy Club for 19 years and to play the number of games I have. It's been a dream come true and a great honour, but I couldn't do it without family, the fans, my friends, but the boys as well.
He'll fall just short of joining the exclusive 400 club, finishing at 387 games. Melbourne insists it hasn't spoken to any other potential coaches after sacking Simon Goodwin. Eddie Summerfield reports.
Melbourne President Brad Green insists it was a unanimous decision to sack Simon Goodwin.
We as a board came to a decision that it's time for our club for a new voice and a new leader to take this group forward.
Just the Demons' 4th premiership coach, Goodwin insists he wasn't blindsided when he was informed last night.
I'm disappointed because I think we're a hell of a lot closer to turning our club and team back into a contender.
Goodwin was given the opportunity to coach out the season but turned down the offer, but does want to coach again.
You know, I'm excited about my next challenge, my next chapter.
Nathan Buckley, Adam Simpson and John Longmire among the names to be considered. Green insists any replacement hasn't been approached.
We'll speak about that in the future.
Assistant Troy Chaplin to take over as caretaker coach for the remaining 3 games.
And Adelaide United has announced Craig Goodwin will return as captain this season.
Really excited to be able to wear the armband. It's not really something that we're talked about in terms of coming back, but I guess it's been asked of me, and from that I'm very proud to wear the armband and to lead this team.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Sharman Shelving have moved their showroom next door into the Big White Building, still at 412 North East Road.
At Virginia, a nasty crash north-south motorway near the Northern Expressway. Really heavy delays outbound through there. Fitzroy, debris on the road causing delays as well. That's following an earlier smash, Fitzroy Tourist near Prospect Road. And big delays still with the Carvey bus smash at Camden Park, Anzac Highway near Queens Road. Camera, Dulwich Avenue, Dulwich. It's hot and it's spicy. Flight Centre's Asia sale is on now. Save up to 60% on tours, cruises and holidays. Hurry, on sale until August 17. Book now at Flight Centre. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
A shower or two tonight, easing tomorrow with a high of 15. Thursday and Friday, partly cloudy, tops of 15 and 16 for Saturday. At the moment, 13. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Thank you. I'm Brenton Raglis. Tonight, the youngest Snowtown killer, James Vlasakis, has been granted release on parole. The state and federal government unveil a multi-million-dollar rescue package to save the embattled Port Pirie smelter. And Power veteran Travis Boak announces this season will be his last. Don't worry, you haven't missed the news. Start over on 9 now as soon as you're home.
In Adelaide and across South Australia, this is 5AA, always Adelaide. Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
At 8 minutes after 6, usually you'd hear from Ned McHenry on a Tuesday night. He is off for this evening, back next Tuesday night. We'd love your calls still this half hour, 8223 0000. And of course, remember, Dave and Will on 5AA Breakfast are back with, all thanks to, supporting Catherine House and Hutt Street Centre, their Undy Drive for 2025. You can head to Undy Drive, 5AAundydrive.com.au to donate anytime you like. And a massive thanks to McGain Real Estate, who have been fantastic supporters of this year. They've been massive supporters of local for 50 years. McGain Commercial, McGain Property Management, McGain Real Estate. They have the lot. You can go to the website, mcgain.com.au.
Good text here before we go to Michael Harris from the Sixers. They're back Monday. Draper is to replace Tex, a goal-kicking forward and backup ruckman. Mark from Webb Beach. Not too sure. So if Rob's the number one ruckman at 203 centimetres, Sam's 205, who's more of a ruckman but can play forward, and then you have Riley Thilthorpe there. I'm loving Riley Thilthorpe's middle 8 minutes of a quarter as a ruckman.
Yep.
So and I reckon
you're
Tex
not sacrificing that.
No, and I reckon Tex will play on, surely.
Yeah, well,
surely.
It's only 300 games.
Yeah, they're cool. 36ers regrouping for start of pre-season training. They're back on Monday. 6 new faces. One of them is Michael Harris. He joins us now. Michael, welcome home.
Sweet. Hey, thanks for having me on.
How good is that? Now, you started as a development player for the Sixers, then to the Wildcats for 3 years. What lured you home, Michael?
I think it was just sort of Matt and Mike's approach to me in free agency, really. They just said, hey, we're really keen to have you on board and build a great culture. And, yeah, it just sort of had me hooked as soon as I picked up the phone, really. I just really wanted to be a part of what's building here in Adelaide.
Yeah. Big shooting, a big three-pointer. How would you describe yourself, Michael?
I would say, obviously three-point shooting and scoring, but I like to say I bring intensity to both ends of the court, so just really focused on providing energy and effort on not only offense but defense for sure as well.
Yeah, well, I don't think Bryce Cotton or Montrez Harrell are at training. When do they come back?
Not too sure on the exact dates, but I think hopefully we'll get everyone in the next fortnight or so.
Good.
So it'll be keen to get those boys back in.
Hey, Michael, welcome home. This is your second stint. You were a train-on player back 6 seasons ago. How have you improved since that time?
Yeah, I just think just expanding my game, really. I think probably back then I was a bit more of a specialist, as you said, a bit more of a three-point shooter, and maybe didn't have the tools needed to be able to stay out on the floor at an NBL level. But I think I've really expanded upon my game and just being able to be a defensive presence as well as offensive. So for sure, just trying to expand all facets of my sort of basketball game.
Well, you're playing with Frankston Blues in NBL 1 South. Now, that a lot of players do that so they can keep in touch and the like. I saw you had a game where you had 40 points or something ridiculous, so you're going okay.
Yeah, we wrapped up our season about a week and a bit ago. So, yeah, but the season, NBL 1 season had a bit of its ups and downs and that, but I was able to, I think, perform to close to my best. But yeah, no, it was a great experience, and obviously NBL 1 is a great pathway for a lot of basketballers just to play in the off season and keep fit.
We were just talking about curiosities and controversies in the AFL game, but in NBL there wasn't a bigger controversy, I don't think, than Bryce Cotton signing with Adelaide. Can you give us a bit of an insight into him, having been at Perth with him?
Yeah, I obviously made a call and got him over there. So
well done. No, everybody else, they were saying it was them, but no, we knew it was you.
Yeah. No, it was me, 100%. No, he's a great guy, ultra professional dude, just goes about his business. He's pretty low key, so you probably won't see him sort of flashing around and all that. But no, he's an awesome guy. He's great to play with, and obviously against at practice. So if I was an Adelaide fan, I'd be really excited to see him in Adelaide colours.
Awesome.
Oh, there's that many games for the Wildcats. He broke our heart. I reckon he shot 50s against us. I've never hated any athlete as much as him.
One from
now I absolutely love him, Michael.
Yeah, that's the way, isn't it?
Oh, it's always the way. Now, Mike Wells, no pressure. They reckon you've got a championship squad.
Yeah, I mean, that's what everyone's saying. Obviously, for us, we're just focused on the pre-season right now, but Matt and Mike, I can't, give them any more props to what they've done with the roster. We look unbelievable on paper, but, you probably know it doesn't really matter until sort of season hits and we start playing. So we just try and get it all sorted before, round one. And, we've got a great chance to do that, the Blitz, which is coming up.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to ask that. You've started training. You're on the floor as of this Monday. When does the Blitz start? And I think you're taking on Illawarra first, aren't you?
Yeah, 27th.
Okay.
So we play Illawarra and Tasmania, so two very good teams that we can sort of test how we're going in this pre-season against. They're great teams, obviously, very well structured and stuff. So, it'll be great to get over there and see what we got, really. Yeah,
then you got Tassie Jack Jumpers 3 days later. Tip-off for the NBL 26 season is around the corner too. Brisbane at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre, September 28. You've got to get your tickets. You've played against us at, when I say us, the 36ers, when you were a Wildcat at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. You're going to be in that full-packed stadium this time, Michael. It absolutely rocks.
Yeah, I'm very, very thankful that I'm on the other side of the bench this time. It was rocking and very loud, and as a basketball player, you feel it all, feel the emotion and the momentum, and I'm really hoping that the Adelaide fans will keep showing up, keep staying out the games, and give us that momentum we need sometimes.
Yeah. So when does Bryce and Montrez and Zillan rock up? When do they start coming to training? Zylan? How did I say his name wrong?
Yeah, Zylan. Not exactly sure. They've obviously got overseas commitments right now, so I just think it just sort of depends between player to player, but hoping we can see them maybe next week, mid-next week sometime, especially Bryce, yeah.
You're Mount Gambier boy, but you played at Forestville as a junior. Have you had an opportunity to shoot down there and say g'day and see if there's anybody you remember?
No, I haven't actually. I haven't popped down to a game. I know they're still playing NBL right now. But no, I haven't been able to sort of check them out. Me and my fiance have been real busy setting up the house.
So, good man.
Yeah, no. So we've been busy, but, with training and that. But that'll be good to catch a game hopefully this weekend.
Yeah, you're only 25. I mean, your best basketball's way ahead of you. You'd be excited about that now. You're just maturing, I reckon.
Yeah, and that's sort of the age when basketball sort of hit their prime. It's that sort of 26 to 28 range. So, yeah, obviously very keen to play and get going, and hopefully some court time this year will reflect how I'm feeling about myself.
Have you had an opportunity to have much of a chat to the coach about, what role he wants you to play and how you go about it?
Yeah, a little bit in sort of the recruiting stage. I was able to just have a chat, and he just said, look, we want to be high pace. We want to be up and down, switching 1 through 4 and sort of bringing that energy and intensity and 3-point shooting. And that's exactly who I think I am as a person. So I think it's just being who I am, really, sort of the role he wants me to play.
Crows or Port, Michael?
Can I choose none of them? Brisbane Lions, mate.
Oh, he's a Lions. Hey, how did that happen, Michael?
Yeah, so Dad's a diehard Brisbane supporter, so have to follow them.
Be your own person, Michael Harris.
He's a 36er. There you go.
You are a 36er, and we're glad to have you back, mate. Thanks for your time. I feel an exciting season ahead with that roster. It's all ahead of you. Michael, get it together. He got the team late last year. Preparation will be immaculate this year. We'll pack that joint, get your season tickets. It's going to be a rocking year. Michael, thanks for your time.
No, thanks for having me on.
Yeah. Great roster. How exciting is it? You can't say hate, but Bryce Cotton broke my heart as a 36 time and time and time again. And I watched him with envy through all of this. I don't think
anybody denies he's been probably the best NBL player for the last decade.
Would have to be. Would have
conversation, yeah.
Look, ever, that's right. Look at his record. And now he's one of us. So I've gone from hate to love.
But also the fact that Perth are so filthy about it.
Oh, that's even better.
That says even more, doesn't it?
Because they're our arch rival, I reckon.
I think he's filthy about it.
I'm excited about Michael's opportunities as a three, because that's something we've missed. We're able to get it. You then need to sometimes shoot it back out to get the three-pointer happening.
Mate.
He's the guy that might be able to provide that for us.
Oh, my God, how good. Let's go to Ben at Coromandel Valley.
G'day, fellas.
Hey, Benny.
Great show most of the time.
When's it not?
Tell us how you feel, mate.
I love it.
Sign the book.
That's funny. Go for it, mate.
Well, no one can be perfect all the time.
That's it.
Good man.
Yeah, mate, you sound a bit down this week, so I thought I'd got a question for you.
Oh, okay.
Stanford Grand Final 2025 this year. Double Blues are playing the Crows. Mel might have something to say about that, actually.
Yeah.
But if they were, who are you barracking for?
You asking me?
No,
I'm asking Tim.
He's asking me. Ben, I can't say I follow anybody bar Port Adelaide.
No, but would you say anyone other than
I would
either of those
say,
AFL teams?
Ben, if I had to pick, I'd say I'd prefer to see Sturt win it.
Yeah, of course you would.
In that scenario.
And even I would.
You happy with that, Ben, or not?
The pain that they caused you years gone by, even though Port caused us more pain. But
yeah, no, I'd still prefer to see Sturt win that.
Okay.
You happy with that, Ben?
I am happy.
Is that a good answer?
Great answer.
Good on you, Ben.
My teams are at the top of the ladder this year.
You can't lose, Ben.
What are the odds that the Crows Sample can win the grand final and the Crows Seniors can win an AFL grand final?
That'd be big odds. That'd be big odds.
Yeah.
But while you're alive in the AFL, it very much keeps your sample side alive.
Well, it does, because here's the question I got from the team down at Cattles. I was with Brenton today, and he asked me if Rochelle's fit to play and Michael Annie, can they play in that bye round if they're fit? Sam, the answer is yes.
I believe
they
so.
can.
Yeah.
No, that's
so they can.
That is 100% correct.
Totally.
Are you sure? Because they haven't played a sample game. But because
doesn't matter, because they're still alive in the AFL.
That's
so
right.
They have to have somewhere to play.
Yeah. If you can't fit in the AFL side, you have to be able to play.
You have to be able to play.
Okay, so they'll be able to play
that first final.
Yep. Josh Rochelle, the same.
That's exactly the same. So you think about how excited, how competitive, and how on the red line every one of those players will be in the sample.
So that'll be the qualifying final, and at this stage, if you stop the table, it'll be Glenelg v Adelaide.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So you'd be 100% at it, because you know that if there's an injury in the AFL team, you're in. So they're going to be on the red line. That's a scary thought for the sample.
Yeah.
They can win it. Crow sample team can win it.
They have been good. McAndrew will hurt them.
Yeah, but he's back after 3 more weeks. He'll be back for the finals.
Yeah, if he is.
Well, they got
good.
Strawny, mate.
And they do have Strawny, but he's missed a lot of pre-season.
I still think the two best teams are Sturt and Glenelg. I watched Glenelg firsthand. God, that front six, wow.
That's the danger. They can hit that scoreboard.
And I know this is probably not the right thing to say, being a Crows person, but I just don't want the side compromised with an asterisk.
Why did you think I selected Sturt in that scenario?
I was leading the witness. I was thinking, what are you going to pick? But you understand where I'm coming from, don't you? I think it's compromised.
Of course I do.
Yeah. Have your say, 822 300
21 after 6.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
If you want to know what's going on at the Adelaide Football Club, listen in to the 5AA Sports Show. Each week, Rowey and Timmy G chat with the players and coaches in the know. Thanks to Sterling Homes. Whether your block's the size of the Adelaide Oval or the goal square, customise your build with Sterling Homes.
The SA Weekend Escapes travel voucher giveaway is back. That's right. SA Weekend Escapes is giving away $75 travel vouchers for your next winter getaway at over 20 hotels across South Australia. Think Barossa Valley, Clare Valley, Kangaroo Island, or even a cosy Adelaide CBD stay. It's your voucher, your choice, your escape. So what are you waiting for? Visit saweekendescapes.com.au and grab your $75 travel voucher today. T's and C's apply.
It's not always the big moments that matter most. Sometimes it's a quiet check-in, a steady hand, someone who just gets it. For 125 years, Calvary has been part of South Australians' lives. Not just showing up, but showing care. In homes, in aged care, in hospital, in those deeply human moments, we're here. In every home, in every story, Calvary continues to be a steady, reassuring presence. Calvary, celebrating 125 years of caring for the South Australian community.
The 24 fixture release for round 24 could drop tomorrow. We think it will drop. Stay with us with that. We've got some late breaking news. Nobody knows paint like Crowies or me, because I am a Crowie and I was a painter.
That's correct.
Boom. Love their stores. No matter what you're painting or staining, they've got all the answers. And they'll ask you questions. So, Rowey, what are you painting? I'm painting a wall. Is it a gyprock wall? Yes, it is. Do you want an undercoat? Maybe I do. What is it? Matte, satin, gloss, semi-gloss, all those sort of things. What colour do you want? We use a colour card. They hold your hand, Timmy.
That's good.
You know what? They even take it out your car. I've had that.
Is that right?
Can you lift it up, please? Because I've got a massive double hernia.
Oh, yeah, that's
20 litre paint.
That's service.
You don't want...
no, you don't.
In the old belly button region, son.
You're going to have to paint over that.
No, you can't. You might have to get some exactly, some putty
More
out.
primer.
No, some putty. Or some, I used to call it spackle. Spackle that up, thank you. Oh, that is funny. Timber, metal, tiles or steel, render, wallpaper, coatings, boats, trucks, tractors, trains, it doesn't matter. Crowies can help. You'll love the prices, premium quality paint. You'll love their team, and there's a store near you. Do this. Visit crowiespaints.com.au.
In your heaviest moments, the women of White Lady Funerals are here to unburden you and your family. Wherever you are, whatever you need, know that you can share in our strength. White Lady Funerals. Let our strength help you find yours.
It's Tyre Power's Power Up Sale. So you get the power to buy 3 and get 1 free on Pirelli Cinturato Rosso tyres. Power up and take your tyre safety to the next level. Visit tyrepower.com.au.
Hurry in to Decor Extras for a massive lighting clearance sale. Save up to 80% on floor lamps, table lamps and pendants, including lighting shades, from just $5 to $50. So rush in to Decor Extras now. 48 Henry Street, Stepney.
They said launching a ute in Australia was an uphill battle. And the new Kia Tasman wouldn't have it any other way. With 4x4 tech built for tough terrain, it's Kia's most Australian vehicle yet, featuring low-range gearing, ground view monitors and auto rear locking differential in select models. The Kia Tasman didn't reinvent the wheel, it just got dirty. The Kia Tasman, here now at your local Kia dealer.
Kia, movement that inspires.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
25 minutes after 6, you can visit Wayville Hyundai. Take a test drive today to find your perfect Hyundai car. They're at Goodwood Wayville. We're live and streaming on the Wayville Hyundai live stream. A little bit of hot off the press.
Hot off the press.
Oh, well, I'm going to throw this to you, Timmy, hot off the press. Damien Hardwick had that magnificent quote in his aftermatch when the Crows walloped them in that first half, and he said, sometimes you get kicked in the goalies. We won't say nuts, but we'll say goalies. Now, you reckon the AFL should get a kick in the...
Well, I think they've just given Suns another one. The league is set to release the round 24 fixture on Wednesday, and clubs have been told it will feature the Essendon-Carlton contest as a standalone Thursday night game.
Wow, that'll rate.
Because we need that. Friday's fixture will see farewell to Ken Hinkley and Travis Boak as the Power hosts the Gold Coast on Friday, as well as a Pies Demons clash in a double header.
Oh, really?
Now, that is just disrespectful to the Gold Coast because they have to do this make-up game with Essendon. They'll have to do it probably on the Wednesday or Thursday.
The following Wednesday?
They're going to give them 1 day's less break against a team that's never in contention. Why would you do that to Gold Coast?
Yeah, that's
Why
not
would
fair.
you do that? I would be whinging my heart out and say, no, you change it. You change it. You can do anything. Change that game now. I would demand it. I wouldn't put up with that if I was Gold Coast. No way. That is just disrespectful to a side that's going to play their first final series ever, and you want to give them less time to recover for a home game.
Now, for those that don't know, the opening round, that game was washed out.
It was a
basically
cyclone.
a
Cyclone. Yeah,
and they didn't play it. They said, well, look, we'll
there
put
was
it
an
somewhere.
opportunity to swap the game down to Marvel.
Correct.
And they didn't do it.
No. They need a fair kick in the... Now, no Ned McHenry fishing show.
McHenry fishing show tonight, which we're a little bit disappointed about, but he will be back next Tuesday. Stuck in Port Lincoln, unfortunately, so we wish him all the best. After this break, we'll chat with Scotty Camporeale in Coach's Corner.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA.